All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Thursday, October 29th, 2020. And we're going to do Thursday night football. I was looking for a 10 in this game, and it might be out there, and I'm not seeing it. But I was thinking 10 would have to be the number of the game just because it's the 10th month and the 29th day, and 29 is the 10th prime. So I'm just going to put that out there right away. If you see some 10 that they put up tonight, some riddle they throw out there, I feel like that's got to be an important number. 10s usually play on the 29th of most months, and this is 10/29, so I would think it's there somewhere. But in case you're new, down below this video, there's a description box, and these notes that we're going over, there's a link to it, and when you click on the link, it'll ask you for a password. The password's NFL 2020, all one word, no space between NFL and 2020. Just write it out. NFL 2020. Make sure the NFL's in caps, and you're in. And it's the same password all year. But, yeah, we're going to look at Thursday night football. And a lot of the notes are here, but there's still some things to finish. I'll keep working at it. Of course, it will all be done before game time. But, yeah, just to talk about Thursday night football. Again, it's prime time. We're looking for narratives. We've noticed in recent weeks that Thursday Gematria has really mattered. And there is a way the Thursday Gematria can fall right on the surface tonight. So, okay, let's just go into today's game a little bit, and then we'll open it up for some phone calls. And yes, by the way, congratulations to everyone who won on their futures with the Dodgers. But okay, NFL Week 8. When it comes to 8, numbers that are associated with 8 could be important this week. 19 is the 8th prime number, so if we see people going for a 19th win or a 19th loss who maybe didn't have the 19 pattern fall in their game last week, that could be a number to look for this week. 19s in Week 8. And another number that could be related is 21. 21's the 8th Fibonacci number, but I'd look for those 19s first. 21's another number to possibly think about if you see it in a win-loss record or a head-to-head. Also, storylines we're following. Black versus white coaches. And last week they were 2-2 against each other, and they became 13-9 against each other, which made sense. Because 139 is the 34th prime number, black equals 34. Think about what they did on Sunday with the first black Cardinal, and the Cardinals moved to prime time in their black uniforms, and it goes to overtime 34-34. But black coaches got to 13-9. Black coaches became 13-9 versus white coaches, 139. Again, the 34th prime, blacks 34, America's 139. Big theme this year with Black Lives Matter in America, in the world. And the other storyline we're following, black versus white QBs. Black QBs are 21-15 coming into this week. And notice in this Thursday night game, you have a black coach, Raheem Morris, versus a white coach, Matt Rule. And on the flip side, where the Panthers have the white coach, they have the black quarterback. And where the Falcons now have the black coach, they have the white quarterback. So these numbers, these stats could matter tonight, and the one that actually would stand out and make greater sense in the ritual in light of it being Thursday night football is if the Falcons won tonight's game and black coaches became 14-9. Because remember, 149 is the 35th prime, Thursday's 35. Seen a good amount of 35 riddles this year on Thursday night football. Fitzpatrick had one. Boston Scott, number 35 last week. The Browns winning with 35 in the Cleveland area code riddle. And there's at least one more I'm forgetting. But there's been a lot of 35 this year. 149, the 35th prime. Thursday, 35. So if Raheem Morris wins, black coaches are 14-9 versus white coaches. And I'm guessing the public money's going to be on the Panthers tonight because the Panthers already beat the Falcons this year in Atlanta. But that was before they had Raheem Morris. That was before the coaching change. And Falcons did go on the road and beat Minnesota. They had that great riddle to beat Minnesota on the road. Very good game 2 weeks ago. And that was Raheem Morris's first game. Then last week they lost the heartbreaker at home to the Falcons, giving up the drive with almost no time left. And then Matt Stafford became 2-0 in Atlanta in his time in the NFL, having played at Georgia. And they got their 25th win all time against the Falcons on the 25th. So anyway, I'll add this to the note here about Thursday Night Football note. If Falcons win, black coaches are 14-9 versus white coaches. And isn't it sad that we even have to keep track of this stuff? But this is what they do. All their scripting by the numbers. But Falcons win, black coaches are 14-9 versus white coaches. 149, 35th prime. Thursday equals 35. Also, something interesting about tonight, home teams right now are 5-2 on Thursday Night Football. 5-2. And last week it was the Eagles who made them 5-2. And they won Super Bowl 52. And the week ended with Nick Foles' team falling to 5-2 as the Rams improved to 5-2. And again, Nick Foles took over the Euro Super Bowl 52 in a game at LA with Philadelphia. So anyway, home teams are 5-2 on Thursday Night Football through this week. If the Panthers lost tonight, notice they would become 3-5, which looks like 35, Thursday 35. And home teams would be 5-3 on Thursday Night Football, which is interesting because Carolina equals 53. So with the Panthers if the Panthers losing would be the upset. The Falcons are the dogs on the road. But if the Panthers lose, home teams are 5-3. Carolina 53. And a number that goes beyond Carolina. Again, you know the connections to football. The 53-man roster, the 53 and a third yard wide field. Vesica Pisces equals 53, the shape that is the football from sacred geometry. Okay, so there's your Thursday stuff on the surface. If the Panthers go down, they're 3-5. The Falcons would also be 2-6. Panthers equals 101, the 26th prime. It's the 101st season. Again, 101, the 26th prime. They did a big riddle the year after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Remember, we had the Falcons playing in the playoffs at Philly that year, beating LA in the playoffs because they had the 239 connection, the flag sewn at 239 Arch Street in Philly, 239 the 52nd prime. But the year after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, the first game of the season was Eagles versus Falcons, and it was a big 101-26 ritual. So I'm just reminding that they did the 101-26 thing with the Falcons the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl and the first game of the season after they won the Super Bowl, which was Eagles versus Falcons. And the only guys who scored touchdowns in that game were the running backs who wore number 26 for both teams. And there was a 26-yard field goal. Anyway, just reminding that we've seen these numbers in big rituals before. Okay. So again, it's October 29th, 2020. We got 79 date numerology, which is the 22nd prime. We got 43 date numerology, which is the 14th prime. Panthers is 43. We got 16 date numerology. Carolina's 53, the 16th prime. We got a lesser date numerology of 59, the 17th prime. Again, the advantage of knowing these numbers is if it's late in a game and there's a scoring situation, and you're thinking, are they going to get a field goal here? Are they going to get a touchdown? Are they going to get held to no points? Sometimes the clue is in knowing these numbers and just recognizing what's on the board. And again, so this is essentially additional information for people who are real-time betting. And also sometimes the clue is in these numbers for just what's being laid down in the game. But again, it's the 29th day of the 10th month, and 29 is the 10th prime. I got to think somehow a 10 shows up tonight. Is there a number 10 on one of these teams? Be something to look up. This is the 52nd game between these teams. Again, Atlanta Falcons is 239, which is the 52nd prime. And the Panthers trail 19-32. It is week 8. If the Panthers did not win, they would stay on 19 wins. 19, 8th prime, first game of week 8. So if the Panthers don't lose tonight, or excuse me, if the Panthers lose tonight and don't win, they stay on 19 wins in the series. They're 12-13 at home. That's tricky because TNF is 13-14, so that number could fall either way. And we did talk about how we have that 43 date numerology, the 14th prime. If the Panthers lost, they would get their 14th home loss. So, oops, I meant to write 43 date numerology. 14th prime. And the game earlier this year, 23-16, Panthers won it on October 11th at Atlanta. Made Atlanta 0-5. Set them up for the big 15 riddle the next week against Minnesota. Matt Ryan, what worries me about him, but this is what's been tricky on Thursday Night Football, it's like where stats have lined up for people to normally pick up the wins or losses. In these primetime games, we see again and again how they don't fall. But the most worrisome thing about Matt Ryan, even regardless, is that he could get his 53rd away loss and Carolina's 53. So either Carolina loses and makes home teams 5-3 on Thursday Night Football, or Matt Ryan gets his 53rd away loss. And I'm not seeing anything else really in his stats. I suppose if he became 52-52 away, it is the 52nd match between the teams. And I guess Atlanta Falcons is 239, the 52nd prime. He is Mr. Jesuit there, Matt Ryan. Don't forget Arthur Blank, the owner of the team. His birthday is September 27th, the day the Jesuits were recognized by Rome. Oh, and I just got to interrupt you guys. Rambo last night, he called in and he talked about Monday Night Football on December 21st. That's the day of the Great Conjunction, this thing that rarely ever happens. It's like on a 19-year cycle, but this year's even more interesting than that. And he called in and talked about why it is the Steelers at the Bengals, and next week he's going to do part 2 of that. But there might be something to going back and looking every 19 years, these great conjunction years, and seeing if there's some sort of pattern with the day that those fall on football games. I'm going to do that research, but he called in about it last night, and that is something worth looking into because it could end up being a big clue for this season. So Rambo does really good work, and he's been spot on about some things. I know last year there was some phenomenon that had him thinking it was Cowboys and Bills, and I was like, I don't know about that one. But still, it's interesting regardless. So, and this conjunction's a bigger event this year than the event he was looking at last year. So, and it does fall on the Monday Night Football game, Steelers and Bengals, December 21st, later this year. If I said 2019 a second ago, I meant 2020. But anyway, just had to interrupt. I meant to talk about that at the beginning of the show. So coming back to this, again, Matt Ryan, I guess you could make sense of the 52-52, but the 53 would be the concern against him. And the only 10 that I spotted was that could go against Matt Ryan. He's 16-9 versus Carolina to date, 16-9. And if he lost, he would get his 10th loss versus Carolina on the 29th day of the 10th month, where 29 is the 10th prime. So I suppose that is a 10. That one would go against Ryan. And don't forget that Thursday Night Football is 257, which is the 55th prime, and 55 is the 10th Fibonacci. But yeah, if there's somebody out there wearing number 10 tonight, I would give them a look. Ryan is 6-6 at Carolina, and if I'm not mistaken, North Carolina is 67. Let me double check that. They play in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Panthers. Yeah, North Carolina is 67 in the most pure cipher. Double check my city numbers. Charlotte's got that 51 in it. Okay. I guess I'll write North Carolina 67. Okay. Ryan's 41-31 versus the NFC South. This is going to be his 73rd game versus the NFC South. Carolina 73. And For Teddy Bridgewater, it's his 43rd game on the 43-date numerology. Panthers equals 43. Football, of course, is 43. Significant number. So Bridges' 43rd game, 43-date numerology. Again, the team name is there. He's 25-17 for his career. Falcons is 25. He's 14-8 at home. If he lost, he would be 14-9 at home, like 149 the 35th prime, Thursday 35. And we have really seen the Thursday numbers playing a lot on Thursday night football. So that Thursday thing could go against him. Staying on 25 wins against the Falcons could go against him. It's his 43rd game. It's possible we end up seeing 43 points in the score. 22-21 type of game, close affair. I could see something like that tonight. Carolina 73, the 21st prime, 79 date numerology, the 22nd prime. That score could make a ton of sense tonight, 22-21. Might be harder to say who would win it. But the Thursday things really do go in the favor of the Falcons tonight. Again, the Panthers can fall to 3-5. Black coaches can improve to 14-9. Teddy Bridgewater can become 14-9 at home. So the way the 35 Thursday number is falling is the Atlanta upset narrative. And you know what? If it is a 22-21 game and he took the Falcons with the points, they're 2.5-point dogs. So they would cover a 1-point spread even if they went down. It's Teddy Bridgewater's 42nd regular season game, and we know all about 42. He's still on the 25 regular season wins. The Thursday thing wouldn't go against him in this case. But what did I just type in? Didn't I just type in something that was 148? Was it Charlotte, North Carolina? Didn't I just see something that was 148? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm making it up. Or is it North Carolina? North Carolina's 148. Okay. If he lost, he would be 14-8 at home in North Carolina. And he'd stay on that 25. Bridgewater does have a history of success versus the Falcons. He is 3-0 against them. He has not lost. If he did win, he would be 4-0. Atlanta Falcons is 40. We know that number plays with the Falcons. Earlier this season, the Cowboys, they came back on the Falcons and they won 40-39. Bridges 7-4 versus the NFC South. And Carolina Panthers is 75, isn't it? Yeah. Because last week Breeze got his 75th, what was it, home win with the Saints over the Panthers. There is an S in it, so 84 as well, but it's that 75 in the more significant cipher. So anyway, like a typical primetime game, there are narratives floating both ways. But again, we've been noticing that the Thursday numbers seem to keep playing. And again, one more time, if the Falcons were to upset here, the Panthers would fall to 3-5. Black coaches would become 14-9 versus white coaches. 149 is the 35th prime. And Teddy Bridgewater would become 14-9 at home overall. Again, 149 the 35th prime. Nick Foles 149. Beat Tom Brady 35 on the 35th day of the year in Super Bowl 52. Again, the way these numbers come together so often. So you got the riddles going both ways. With the coaches, Raheem Morris, he did not get his 19th win last week. He could get it today. 19, 8th prime, first game of week 8, right? So 19 and 8 have a relationship. And today is 56 days after his birthday. We know 56 has been a magic number for a lot of people this year. When Gruden beat the Chiefs, it was 56 days after his birthday. Matt Rule, as a rookie coach, could fall to 3-5 on Thursday 35, just like the team's head-to-head record. And again, home teams are 5-2 on Thursday night football. If Carolina lost, they'd be 5-3, the reflection of the 35. And I went to the NFL Instagram page, and here, we'll do that in a second. Let's see if it's updated. These were the stories. Here, let me refresh it and see if there's anything new. Okay. Did they change the image? They changed the image. Okay. But, or no, they added another stat. Never mind. There's 4 things here now. What's the latest? All right, we'll take a peek at this guy. Is he number 21? Is that number 21 or 27? I can't tell. Looks like 21. 21's the 8th Fibonacci number. So, we're going to take a look at this guy in a moment. Maybe it's his night. Maybe he's got a nice Thursday alignment. But what I did start to research, and there's more to do here, is the first story they put up for today was this: the death of Jamel Robertson. And notice they got his birthday up here, February 6th, 2-6. So I was like, 2-6. It's like how Atlanta can get to 2-6, 101st season, 101 the 26th prime. And he died on 11/11, right? 2018, so almost 2 years ago. So right away, what I went back and looked at the day he died is if it was a football day and it was a Sunday. And, there were games played that day. And what's interesting is the Falcons lost on that day with 16 points, 16-28 to the Browns. So the Falcons lost the day of this Jamel Robertson killing, and he was reportedly killed by police. And the Panthers didn't play that day because they played on Thursday Night Football that week. Thursday Night Football. And they got wasted by the Steelers, 52-21. And notice 73 combined points. Carolina's 73. 73 is the 21st prime. They went down with 21 points on the 8th, right? 21 on the 8th. 21 is the 8th Fibonacci number. So, you know what? I want to see what week this was, November 8th, now that I think about it. 2018 Panthers schedule, NFL. Let's see. I want to see if that was week 8 as well. It probably was a little bit later in the season, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was week 10. Week 10, and I was looking for the 10 clue today. I was looking for the 10 clue today, right? So that was week 10 in 2018. Difference of 31 points as well. Steelers 31. But the Panthers got wasted on Thursday Night Football the week of the Jamel Robertson story, the NFL week, right? Because the NFL week starts on Thursday, and then, of course, the Sunday games are part of that week. So that week that the Jamel Robertson shooting happened, both teams did lose. But it was the Panthers who got beat on Thursday Night Football, and now we're looking at a Thursday Night Football clue. And you got to ask yourself, why was this? Why did the NFL Instagram page decide to put this up as their first story today, right? I mean, there's been a lot of police killings of people since before then. Since before this incident that we're looking at, Jamel Robertson, to after that. Why did they choose this story? And it just happened to be in an NFL week where the Panthers got beat down on Thursday Night Football. Here, let me measure from February 6th to November 11th and see if there's anything in that. Because remember, a lot of these stories are made up or they are complete rituals that are synced up with the NFL seasons. It's just like up here in Washington State, we had the really bad high school shooting just north of Seattle. And the rest of the year, the Seahawks had a little thing on their uniform to pay tribute to that school, and the kids from the school got to come to the playoff game. And I think that was the year the Seahawks ended up losing in Super Bowl 49 with the interception against the Patriots. But anyway, all these stories are so often made to just be synced up with sports. And let's see. It was 200 so he died 278 days after his birthday. 9 months and 5 days. I'm actually not sure about the pattern with that. I don't remember this story, Jamel Robertson. Well, hold on. How do you spell his name? Robertson. Robertson's 106 like Charlotte, North Carolina, 43 like Panthers. Hold on. Jamel Robertson. He's got those Jesus numbers. Jesus Christ is 151, 74. Jesus is 61 and 74. That's interesting. $11-11. And that's the thing, too. He was shot on 11-11. Football, 11. November 11th is the day, leaving 50 days left in the year. Pittsburgh, 50. Steelers, 50. We're part of that riddle with that story. Say his name, Jamel Robertson. I'm scanning just to see if there's anything they're laying down in this. Say his name. Say his name. Code's 42, huh? Okay. Well, just what I see in it, though, is how both teams did lose on that day, but I just see that it was Carolina that played in that same NFL week on Thursday Night Football, and they did not do well. They got beat good. Both the Falcons and the Panthers were playing teams from the AFC North as well. NFC South versus AFC North. There could be something greater to that I'm just not getting yet. All right. Other notes, the Falcons are 0-1 versus the NFC South this year. The Panthers are 1-2 in the NFC South. If the Panthers did lose, they would be 1-3, TNF 13. The ref on the field for this game is Sean Hockley, number 83. I wasn't seeing the clue in him. Like Monday night, it was number 52, and both teams became 5-2. But here, let's look at a few more of these Instagram posts real quick. And after we do that, I will open up the phone lines and we'll take your calls. And Steve Smith highlight. So, okay, former receiver for the Panthers. Ice up, son is the quote. Let me just see. So we got a 102-39 like Charlotte. That's where the game is. Whoops. There it is. 102-39. Ice up, son. Hold on. So I don't think that's going to help me out, though, with the thing. Let's see. Steve Smith. 41-58. We saw that 58 show up big on Thursday Night Football the other week with the Brett Rippon riddle. The night before Mark Rippon's 58th birthday. And I guess just real quick, Steve Smith. Let's see. His birthday's May 12th. This year, that was the 133rd day of the year, football 133. He's 41 right now from L.A. Last week started with Kobe Bryant. L.A. dead at 41, narrating the Philly comeback. Here, is there more to this clip? Am I missing? Oh, here, let's actually listen to this. Here, there's sound here. Let's listen and then we'll see. Maybe it's just in the clip.
You and Talib on the field early in the game. I don't know. You gonna ask him because he done finished the game. Ice up, son. Ice up.
You don't know who Steve Smith is. By the end of this game, you don't know who he is. I promise you that. I just make plays, that's all. I don't know why they don't like us.
If you see this fight, that mean I score.
Blessing to be here. But somebody gonna get their beat today.
What happened between you and Talib on the field early in the game? I don't know. You gonna ask him because he done finished the game. Ice up, son. Ice up.
You don't know who Steve Smith is. By the end of this game, you don't know who he is. I promise you that. I just make plays, that's all. I don't know why they don't like us.
If you see this fight, that mean I score.
Blessing.
Okay. That quote's actually pretty funny. Okay. Yeah, Steve Smith was a small guy that did make plays. Always jump up in the crowd. Let's see.
He's gonna try to dump it over the top of
off to Gurley. It's Todd Gurley. Nobody's going to get him. He's going to have a Falcons touchdown. Running loose. It's DJ Moore down the sideline. DJ Moore has a Panther touchdown.
Okay. So we got highlights on both sides. I noticed it started with both receivers, number 11, Bridgewater, number 5, 11, the 5th prime. We got a Gurley clip in there, and now Gurley's got his own thing, and he does wear 21, and 21 is the 8th Fibonacci number. And let's watch this clip.
They converted last time on 3rd and 2. Ryan hands off to Gurley. It's Todd Gurley. Nobody's going to get him. He's going to have a Falcons touchdown. They converted last time on 3rd and 2. Ryan.
I just noticed the stats down here just have Matt Ryan at 26 yards at the time, too, and I'm thinking, Now, granted, what was it? It was Monday Night Football, where 52 was the surface level number and a big number in the week, and it is the number that took it, and it was Nick Foles in the year of Super Bowl 52, so it made a lot of sense, especially with Ref 52 being on the field. But I'm just going to remind that Thursday, the Instagram page was very helpful. Sunday, the Instagram page was very helpful. And then Monday, it seemed that they gave us a bunch of things that seemed like they were potential clues for maybe a Bears upset. That was the only thing going against all the 52s we were looking at. And so, again, you have to understand, if you're in this community, you're in a community that is being paid attention to because they don't like how we're exposing their multi-billion-dollar industries. So I'm just going to pay attention again and see if the Instagram page, if this is something that might already be compromised, or if maybe we were just misinterpreting what they were showing on Monday. Because that one touchdown that they showed, Hester running back for the Bears, it did take the score to 41 points as well, and that is a LA number, so perhaps that was the clue, but it was 61 total points in the game, and had the Bears upset, they would have been 6-1. And then they put up the stat about how he got his 6th return touchdown, and the Bears could have got their 6th win. So, but like I said, when you write out 6, it equals 52, and maybe it was... So anyway, the clue was tough on Monday night. It wasn't nearly as helpful, that's for sure. And if anything, it might have been misleading. But I'm just watching here. So that 26 yards, if the Falcons did win, they would be 2-6. Panthers is 101, the 26th prime. It's a highlight against the Panthers, again with Gurley, number 21, the 8th Fibonacci number, first game of Week 8. Hold on, there's more highlights here.
After he picked up 7, Gurley with a hole, and running room all the way inside the 45 of Carolina.
All right, so I see. It looks like these are a bunch of Gurley highlights. Let's just go through them real quick. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 here. Let's just see them.
Control the way we're playing. Run it right here. They give it to Todd Gurley over the top, trying to break the plane, and he's in for the touchdown.
Okay, so the first 2 highlights are against Carolina. The third highlight's against the Seahawks. I'm just thinking if there's any rhyme and reason.
Run it right here. They give it to Todd Gurley.
And the score was 14-3 before they did that. Carolina's 143. Sean Payton just got his 143rd win against Carolina last week. Okay.
Over the top, trying to break the plane, and he's in for the touchdown.
26 points on the board when they come with this one.
Handoff, it is Gurley. He is into the end zone for a Falcons touchdown. 3rd and 5. Atlanta's 1 of 7 on 3rd down conversion. Here's Gurley. Cut it in, then cut it out for the first down. Here's Gurley.
Helping the team get to this will be the 9th point, then with the extra point, 10. Could be, all right.
Staying on his feet and being helped into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. 2nd and goal.
Oh, they must have missed the extra point. Funny. Oh, wait, unless... No, he said 2nd and goal, so this isn't like a 2-point conversion.
It is Gurley. Trying to bounce it outside. Gets the perfect block from Matt Ryan. Touchdown, Falcons.
Okay.
2nd down and 10.
26 points on the board again.
On the delay, it is Gurley. And Todd Gurley will pick up a first down. Todd Gurley has it. Todd Gurley into the end.
All right, let's just see how things line up here for Todd Gurley today. He does have a number that's right for Week 8. Oh, yeah, and Todd Gurley was the story last week, right? Because he crossed the plane and they could have ran out the clock and won the game. Okay. His birthday's 8-3, just like Tom Brady. He's got the same birthday as Tom Brady. He's 26 years old right now. He's from Baltimore. All right, hold on. 8-3 to today. It's 87 days after his birthday. That means it's his 88th day of his age. Well, if he was a tight end, that would be meaningful to me, but let me see. His full name. Let's see. He's got that 60. Oh, he's got that. Todd Gurley II is 149, the 35th prime, and we saw how a number of 149s will line up if the Falcons win tonight. All right, I'm going to add this to our Thursday night football notes. So Todd Gurley, number 21, 8th Fibonacci number. They've added a highlight reel of Todd Gurley and his name. Am I spelling it wrong? Oh, yeah, we got to look at that too. No, I'm not spelling it wrong. His name, Todd Gurley II, equals 149 35th prime. Thursday. If Falcons win, just one more time. If Falcons win, Carolina falls to 3-5. If Falcons win, black coaches improve to 14-9 versus white coaches. You know, honestly, with the rituals they're doing with the black and white coaches and QBs, maybe we should even be paying attention to those statistics more carefully. Like, we could be paying attention to what the black coaches are overall. That could also be a meaningful information. Because last week I had the hunch it made sense for them to go 2-2 to hit that 13-9 because America's 139 and the 34th prime and black 34, and that is what they did. And perhaps had we been even looking at it, more comprehensively, would have seen something even more clearly in it. But and if Falcons win, Bridgewater becomes 14-9 at home. Again, 149 35th prime. So it's interesting that Todd Gurley's name has that 149 connection. And also, one other thing to say besides the Instagram page. Did we get all of it? After I do this Instagram page, the other thing to look at... Yeah, I guess that's all of it for right now. So Gurley's the latest thing. Oh, and now we have another playoff picture. Packers and Steelers are the 1 seeds right now after week 7. 7-7. Green Bay 77. Okay. All right, but yeah, just looking at recent history for these teams, in the last 10 games, as you can see, there's only 2 wins up here for Carolina. Carolina's only won 2 out of the last 10 games. I suppose a stat they could put up on the screen, just thinking about things they could do. If Carolina did win today, they'd be 3 out of the last 10, so they'd be 3-7 in the last 10 games. Carolina's got that 37 thing. But at the same time, you can just look at it as Atlanta has dominated Carolina in recent history. Yes, they did lose the first game of this season, but even playing in Carolina, they've done well in recent history. They beat them 29-3 last year in Carolina's own building. The year before that, they beat them 24-10 in their building. The last time they won at home was November 5th, 2017. Let's actually measure from that day real quick. November 5th, 2017 to today. Remember the 5th of November. Interesting, it's 1,089 days ago. That's the number that has a square root of 33. Square root of 33. 33 is a number that has more to do with Atlanta. But yeah, anyway. If it's the Thursday riddle again, and here, I guess that's before I go to the phones, just to remind. So last week, Thursday night football, it ended with the touchdown catch by number 35, Boston Scott, the 201st pick of the draft, who we identified the significance of before the game. So 35 with the game winner in Week 7. Week 6, it was the Tuesday night Titans riddle. I don't think there were any. If there was a 35 riddle there, and that one I forget. The week before that, Chicago won. Chicago equals 35 and 46. They gave Brady his 46th road loss, so it was Thursday numbers. Chicago won. Week 4, this was the Brett Rippon riddle the night before Mark Rippon's 58th birthday. It was like a family affair thing. This game, Fitzpatrick got his 35th. He got a 35. It was probably his 35th road win of his career in this game. I know he picked up a 35. Must have been the road win. And it was 305 days after his birthday as well. And week 2, this was an easy riddle. Again, Zach Taylor fell to 2-16, the coach of the Bengals. In Cleveland, the 2-16. Browns equals 35. They won with 35 points. And week 1, Mahomes became 25-7 in the regular season. Thursday night football equals 257. That's the 55th prime number to start off the year, a Super Bowl 55, where the Chiefs will most likely be there. So if it's going to be another Thursday riddle, that's the Falcons upset narrative, who have the value. My biggest concerns is that Matt Ryan can get his 53rd away loss, Carolina 53. Remember, if Carolina loses, though, home teams are 5-3 on Thursday Night Football. And my other concern is just that Matt Ryan can get his 10th loss against the Panthers because it's 10-29. 29's the 10th prime. But we know on Thursday Night Football, it's been more about the narrative they lay down or seemingly a tribute to Thursday. So I'm going to open up the phone line. We can take your calls. I got a lot of the notes for the other games if you want to talk about some other stuff. But still save the final conversation for Saturday. Let me see here. I'm opening up the phone. Give me one moment. And it is open. And you know what? I probably have the wrong number on the screen, so let me fix the number on the screen. Hold on. That's the Wednesday night call-in number. Let's see. Okay, the number is now fixed. It is the 509 number you want. 509-560-4982. Caller?
Hey, it was something I noticed while you were talking earlier about Matt Ryan's record versus Panthers. I know you don't like that he can get his 10th loss, but if he won, he'd be 17-9, which is the 41st prime, and TNF is 41.
That's true. That is true. TNF is 41. That's a good catch.
So, yeah, I'm liking the Falcons a lot. Probably just take them with points just to be safe.
Yeah, again, if the score is 22-21, to me that score just makes a lot of sense today, but we'll see.
All right, man.
All right, appreciate it. Yep, take care.
Call from.
Caller?
Yeah, hey, Zach, Eric, how you doing, man?
Doing all right.
Hey, real quick, if you go on the NFL Instagram and the kid who got killed on 11/11,
Uh-huh.
if you go 3 posts up more and they feature on that picture both number 11s.
Oh, there's...
In that clip, and in the clip that you played,
the two posts after that kid, it shows touchdowns by both number 11.
Yes.
Like the first 25 seconds of that.
Yes.
So I know that's something you can check on.
Okay, so again, you're making the point.
Also, one other thing. You know how you can scroll over on the Instagram? So if you click on that kid and you scroll over twice, the player that's wearing his name on the back of his helmet this week is number 52 for the Panthers.
Okay, and again, Atlanta Falcons 239, the 52nd prime, and there was a 50. What was the 52 again? It was like Ryan could get to 52 and 52 away or something. Where's it at? Yeah, if Ryan won, he would be 52 and 52 away.
Okay, then Whitehead for the Panthers is the number 52 that's going to be wearing that.
Yeah, I see it.
On the back of his helmet.
I see that. Okay.
All right, go get him, man.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, yeah, so he's right. There was more to that post. Number 52. Let's check this guy out. 52 Whitehead Panthers. Tahir Whitehead. I need to know more about him. Tahir Whitehead.
From?
John.
Caller?
Oh, hey, Zach. What's going on, man? It's John.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good, man. Man, we can't forget how the week ended last week with the major Pope riddle.
Right.
And Arizona Cardinals with the 52, and then the very next night, the Rams, and then becoming 5-2. So I think this is going to be a continuation.
Well, look at this. Look at this. The number 52 who's wearing that kid's name on the back of his helmet, his name is Tahir Whitehead, which equals 239, the 52nd prime, just like Atlanta Falcons is 239, the 52nd prime, and just like how the Pope spoke on the White House lawn on the 239th day of the year in 2015. So the guy with the thing on the helmet has the 239-52 connection.
Yeah, and then tonight, Teddy Bridgewater, you have the quarterback that wears number 5 versus the quarterback that wears number 2.
True. 5-2, you're right. And Pope and Matt Ryan was in Super Bowl 51, which was 51 days after the Pope's birthday, which he blessed. The only Super Bowl I've seen him bless is a Pope. So.
Okay. Then also, it's not Teddy Bridgewater's 52nd start, but it is his 52nd game
right.
Playing in tonight.
Yep.
And let me see. There's a more. President. Let me see here. 52 ritual. I got that. He once played. Remember Bridgewater once played for the Vikings. Big 52 number there.
That's true.
Minnesota. Let me see. You already said the 52 for Matt Ryan.
You know what? You know what else? When Carolina. So the week of that Tahir Whitehead shooting, the Panthers played on Thursday Night Football that year, and they got blown out by the Steelers with 52 points.
Oh, wow. Of course, so they have the 52 date numerology. 1 + 0 + 2 + 9 + 20 + 20.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Also, Hurricane Zeta passed through North Carolina.
Yeah, Zeta's 52.
Yeah, and Hurricane's 52 for reduction.
Yep, I know that one.
Oh, President Trump is in North Carolina that day.
President's 52.
Yeah, he's visiting Pope Airfield for a military engagement.
What's it called?
Pope Airfield.
Pope Airfield?
Yeah, Pope Airfield.
See what I mean, man? That's why this knowledge is the. That's why this knowledge is the best, man, because you just really see how stupid all this shit is. Yeah, and it's just like, you feel bad for everyone else who's calling us crazy. It's like, these people are so dumb to think all this shit's a coincidence.
He visited Pope Army Airfield this morning for a military engagement. He then, Pope Field. It's in Pope Field, North Carolina. Pope Field equals 52 in the most pure cipher.
Pope Airfield equals 52 as well?
No, just Pope Field.
Oh, Pope Field, okay.
Yeah, that's where it's at. That's the Army base. It was once an Air Force base, but now the Army's running it in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. So then it's located 12 miles north of Fayetteville, North Carolina, He then went down this morning and had a Make America Great Again rally in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and Fayetteville's 52 in the most pure cipher. So the same exact time that President Trump is visiting all these 52 locations, Hurricane Zeta makes its way through North Carolina at the same time that he's there.
Right, and it's got the 52 connection with all this other 52 stuff. Well, if Matt Ryan wins today, he is 52 and 52 away.
This is crazy, man.
That's what they do every year.
They're sitting out. Atlanta's sitting out their defensive end with a fake injury. And the reason I know it's a fake injury, they say he has a groin injury. They just announced it 2 days ago. This guy's name is Takris McKinley, number 98. And he played 7 games against Carolina in his career. And, of course, he was 5-2 when he played for him. Atlanta went 5-2. They won 5 times and lost 2. I looked it up on the game log. I was like, there's got to be something. Why are they announcing this guy sitting out? That's the only reason he's sitting out, because he's 5-2 against Carolina. They don't want to mess up that 5-2 record that he has.
Sure.
Nothing wrong with that guy.
Sure.
You know, this is ridiculous, man.
Where did you?
There's a death, man.
Where did you find the story that Trump's at Pope Field today?
I just Googled because I was like, North Carolina. I remember how he was in Arizona, and then how he had to do with the game with Philly and New York, and how that was all synced up with the presidential, politics and everything. I just Googled. I was like, I wonder where President Trump's going to be today. So I just Googled Trump in North Carolina, and then an article came up saying that he visited Pope Field, the Army base in Pope Field, North Carolina, in Pope, North Carolina. So I just Googled Trump in North Carolina, and it popped right up.
Okay.
I was like, what's the odds of that? I'm like, damn, he's really there. And then I found out, they said, the article went on to say he's in Pope Field, North Carolina, visiting the Army Airfield Base for military engagement. And that just shows, too, how the weather synced up with this stuff.
That's what I've been showing people for years, man. Yeah.
He's visiting a military base, and then the hurricane comes through the same day. So, I mean, that's just highly suspicious. Then, where's this at? Oh, there's a death. I don't know if it's a sacrifice, but I find this kind of suspicious. This guy he died on October 15th, 6 days before his 48th birthday. And we know that Donald Trump equals 48. He was an Atlanta reporter, and they are honoring him by reserving his seat in the stadium because he was like a reporter there.
Okay.
This guy's name was, what's his name? ESPN reporter Vaughn McClure.
Right.
He passed away at the age of 47, 6 days before his upcoming 48th birthday. Man, Donald Trump equals 48. I mean, come on.
Right, and he was connected to the Bears, right? We were talking about him the other week.
And the day he died, October 15th, they're reportedly saying he died of a heart attack, but he passed away October 15th. And from his day of death till the upcoming presidential election, November 3rd, is 19 days.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I looked into this stuff, man. I really went in. I'm like, this stuff is really. It's just sick how they do it, man. There's so many much more numbers, but I know there's other callers. Like Teddy Bridgewater, he's 3-0 against the Falcons.
Right.
Just like how Foles was 3-0 against the Rams and then lost. So then I went and added up the point differential between Carolina and Atlanta when he beat them in those 3 games, and Carolina leads 84-54.
Huh. Crazy.
84 is what?
Jesuit.
Right?
Jesuit orders 54.
And, yeah. And then when you add those two numbers together, it totals 138 points.
It's just like, look what they did in the World Series. The Dodgers scored 32 runs, winning the first World Series in 32 years against the Rays when there's 32 sun rays on the Jesuit logo, and then there's 54 total runs scored in baseball and Jesuit orders 54. It's perfect what they do. And of course, 1-3, another 13 tribute to close it out for LA. LA won by 13 points to win the finals. They win the World Series 1-3. And another 4-2 and another Jackie Robinson riddle. It's just sick. So.
Man, and then I know you mentioned Matt Ryan's past birthday, but his upcoming birthday is a span of 201 days. So Matt Ryan's upcoming birthday.
Oh, from today?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing for him, though.
Might not be,
Yeah, that's interesting. I just realized these Sunday games coming up are 46 days before the Pope's birthday, and Catholic's 46. And so if they do a big Pope tribute with Matt Ryan, since he's the Boston College guy, Boston College is another 54, like Jesuit order. But yeah, Boston College is just like Jesuit order with the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. They're Jesuit school in Boston, obviously, that Matt Ryan went to, but. Yeah, if Matt Ryan wins this week, the Catholic rituals could be huge all weekend. I'm going to really zero in on those Catholic numbers. And of course, Catholic is 35 and 46, just like Thursday. Last week it was the 201st draft pick. I guess last week on Thursday Night Football, it was the 201st draft pick who made the winning play. So maybe that does work out this Thursday night for Matt Ryan, the 201.
Yeah, I think this game here, I don't think there's no flipping of the script. I think this thing has been set up for a very long time. This is just a symbolic game. I think it still has to do with the president. Look at how Donald Trump's name is synced up with Atlanta and the Falcons. So I just think that Atlanta represents Donald Trump tonight because Donald equals 119 in the Jewish cipher. Falcons is 119 reverse ordinal. Trump's 25 for reduction. Falcons 25 for reduction.
Well, don't forget Vatican is 119. Francis is 119. They like that number there at the Vatican. So.
Then Donald Trump's 48 for reduction, Atlanta's 48, reverse for reduction, Fayetteville's 119, reverse for reduction, EP, Fayetteville equals 48, is that Jewish reduction?
I don't use those ciphers, but.
So it's like all them names just line up with, all them ciphers line up with Donald Trump's name, and it seems like to me Atlanta is symbolic of Donald Trump. I know you don't like using the overall franchise record because that really got us in a bind with that Tom Brady riddle, that 108 thing. It just seems so perfect. You remember that? Yeah,
just like last week. Last week there was a perfect record for the Giants to win last week. That's why those things can be so It's amazing how they line up, but that's why I normally don't look at that stuff because so often it's misleading. So it's weird.
Yeah. I still look at it just to see what's there, but I don't put much stock into it, like you said.
Hold on. I got to interrupt real quick. Today is 101 days to the Super Bowl to conclude the 101st NFL season, and it says both Biden and Trump are campaigning in Florida today, and it says hold on. President Trump will hold a rally in Tampa, Florida at 1:30 Eastern Time just outside Raymond James Stadium. So where the Super Bowl is, he just happens to be there 101 days before. Are you all right? Then he flies to North Carolina. When I was doing a search for Trump North Carolina Pope, I couldn't pull up anything. What article were you reading from? What publication said he was going to be at the Pope thing?
Well, let me see here. Where did he go? Holds rally in Trump holds a campaign rally in North Carolina 1 week ago.
You know who Donald Trump? I gotta interrupt real quick while you're looking that up. Remember, for people who've been around, remember the night before Trump became president and he did his last interview before becoming president? It was January 19th. And all he talked, well, I shouldn't say all, but he had it was about a 10-minute TV interview. And for over half of it, he talked about how much he liked the New England Patriots and how much he was impressed with the New England Patriots. And I was like, think about it, people. He's up there talking his last night about being in this position before taking the office, and he spends over half the time talking about the upcoming playoff game with the Patriots. And so Anyway, now I'm just seeing how he's in Raymond James Stadium 101 days before the Super Bowl, and now Brady's down there, and that's what he was talking about, Brady and Belichick and the Patriots and what a marvelous franchise they are and how impressed he is with them. And, God, I can't remember what Super Bowl that was that year. That was 2017, so 3 years ago. So that was the year of Super Bowl 52, wasn't it? Yeah, that was 52. So that was the year they actually went on to lose to the Eagles. But in Philadelphia's 101, so that was the year they played Philadelphia 101, and now here he is in the stadium 101 days. There's a clue right here with the Super Bowl, too, and it just makes me think of Brady, because I know Trump likes Brady so much. So anyway, go ahead, man. Did you find that?
Well, I found something else about the Falcons. Their next franchise win will be their 367th, which is the 73rd prime. And I thought that went along with the
Carolina 73.
Matt Ryan. Yeah, and you said something about Matt Ryan's 73rd game, and somehow I don't know.
Oh, it's a 73rd game versus the NFC South. And that story that they're putting up there on the NFL, say his name for Jamel Robertson. He was killed the week where Carolina got wasted 52-21 on Thursday Night Football, 73 points in that game. So.
And you know, the Panthers just got rid of Eli Apple.
Oh, yeah, I remember when they drafted Eli Apple to the Giants. I was like, look at that, going to the Big Apple. And he changed his name to Eli Apple while he was at Ohio State.
It's all synced up, man. They just cut him.
Which team got rid of him?
The Panthers.
Is he a free agent now? Nobody has him?
I don't think anybody has him. They just cut him.
Huh.
Said he had a hamstring injury during practice, and the last article, I went to the ESPN website and it says that they just cut him. It didn't say anybody picked him up. This happened probably within the last week.
Okay.
So I'm just saying all this stuff is synced up. See, I wish let me see. I'm gonna find this article, man.
Yeah.
I went to the actual. It was on Wikipedia. It said that. It's on Trump's campaign website. It says that he's already visited Polk Field, and that he visited, him and his wife visited for a military engagement. Then they went to Fayetteville, North Carolina, for a Make America Great Again rally.
Is this on the Donald J. Trump website?
Let me see here. I don't know where the hell did I make this stuff, man? Trump First Lady visit D.C. Shrine to Pope John II. Let me see here. I don't know how the hell I found that, man, but I know that he went there this morning. I'm trying to find out. I wish I would have just bookmarked it. Trump visits North Carolina.
We'll travel to Pope Field, North Carolina. I found it on Politico.
Okay, because I know that I've seen it, and I was like, this can't be, garbage news.
God, he delivered. So it was scheduled for 1:35 p.m. So it just happened about 30 minutes ago.
The same day that Hurricane Zeta is barreling through.
All right.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah. No, he really is at Pope Field.
52s lining up.
And again, that's a president number 2. Government 52. Yep. Pope Field 52. Pope Field's 88, just like Trump. It's 88, just like Trump. So.
Yeah, I literally, I don't want to hold up because I want to let you get your other callers in. But I literally have like 6 pages of information, just writing down numbers and different pieces of information. So I can't. That's the meat of the stuff that I was able to get out. But yeah.
Well, good research, man. Really good catch with him being at Pope Field. So.
Yeah, to me that just makes what we've already witnessed, starting with Arizona and then Monday Night Football. To me, that 52 and 52 stat with Matt Ryan, to me that makes it stand out even more with the Hurricane, with the president in Fayetteville at Pope Field. I got to roll with Atlanta on all that right there. I think this is bigger than a football game. I think it has to do with politics, has to do with religion.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the only thing I could say about it being about politics on the surface. When Donald Trump became like the guy in the 2016 campaign was after they did the voting in North Carolina. He had this huge, massive thing. I have to go back and look what it was, but he had this just like, he dominated North Carolina, and then people started talking like, oh my God, could Trump be the nominee for the Republican Party? It was after North Carolina that happened for him. So,
Wow. Yeah.
I need to go back and find all that stuff.
This stuff is clown. It's like when I looked it up, I was like, "Is this real?" Because I was just something just told me. I said, "Well, let me see what Trump's doing today." And I just Googled. Anybody can do it. I just Googled Trump visits North Carolina, and I just wanted to see when was the last time he was there. And sure enough, they said he was there this morning.
Yeah, he is.
I said, "Man, this is a cartoon or something, man. Is this real?"
I know, man. This is what they do every year, though. That's why when you start to pay attention to this stuff, you're like, look at it, man. It's just all synced up.
And Biden was in Atlanta 2 days ago?
Well, Kamala Harris, it says she's at the Divine Nine Black Greek Letter Organization today. I wonder what that's up. Divine Nine? I never heard of it before.
We'll see. It's going to be interesting, but...
All right. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. You have a good one, man.
All right. Take care.
All right.
All right. So, yeah, there's the 52s would line up with the Falcons, and the 35s would line up with the Falcons. We know they've been paying tribute to that 35 on Thursday night. And the fact that it's 101 days before the Super Bowl in the 101st NFL season, and that's the 26th prime, and the Falcons have a chance to become 2-6, I mean, that also stands out.
Awesome.
Caller?
Hey, Zach.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. So, I saw you saw that Matt Ryan was 6-6 against the Panthers away, and I went back and looked. Raheem Morris is 2-4 against the Panthers away. So, like, if he loses, they can be he can go 2-5.
Yeah, that Falcons number. Falcons, the thing about Falcons is the 25 normally is their number, but it does have an S, and it's also 34. 34 is another number with them. That ended up, because they ended up doing the 25 and 34 ritual in the Super Bowl where they gave up the big lead. So 3-4 could be a possibility, especially because of the black coach thing, because black is 34 as well, and they just did a big riddle with 34 and black last week with the coaches. But I hear you on the 2-5 thing, so...
And then I wanted to say, I don't know if you know that it's National Cat Day.
That was the other day, I thought. I thought that was the day of Game 6 of the World Series.
Because one it said to the October 27th is National Cat Day in Canada, and October 29th is supposed to be National Cat Day in America.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and we got the Panthers going, I see.
So that's what I looked at. And then I know this is a reach, but I see that the Falcons are 32-19 against the Panthers, and ATL equals 33-21. So
right.
if the Falcons lose the next two games against the Panthers, let's say they lose this game and then they lose the first game of the next season, that game after that, if they play in Atlanta, they could go 31 and then 33-21, and 33-21 equals ATL. That's a reach. I know that's a super reach, but I was just looking at that.
Okay. I hear everything you're saying. Yeah, they're good points. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's all I had.
All right, thank you.
All right, no problem.
All right, take care. Falcons... Their next game after this is hosting the Broncos. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 33. That was Super Bowl 33 right there. Falcons and Broncos. Let's score that game. 34-19. So, see, that's what I mean. Sometimes that 34 plays with the Falcons. The Broncos defeated the Falcons by a score of 34-19. That 34 played in Super Bowl 51 where the Falcons came back, or the Patriots came back on the Falcons as well. So, 34-19. 53 points, Miami, Florida.
Call from.
Come on, phone.
To accept, press 1.
Caller?
What's going on, Zach?
Hey, what's up?
This is Marcus. You understand?
Hey, man.
I just want to shed some light. You had said something about tonight being perhaps political, you think? Is that what you said? Where Atlanta represents Donald Trump? Is that what you were saying?
Well, John's theory was that he saw in the numbers that Atlanta stood for Trump. That was his thought on it.
Because I remember this basketball player, I used to bartend, he used to come in and told me he used to play professional basketball, and he told me two things that stuck out. First, he told me that it's political, and that's why there's a red team and a blue team, Democrat, Republican. That's why when you said something about Donald Trump and Atlanta and Carolina, those are as red and blue as you can get, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And then the second thing he said was, I was asking about, how do they fix it? He was like, well, you wouldn't go to the movie theater, you get emotional, you get into it, it draws your emotion, but you don't go to a movie theater expecting that to be real. And he said that and left it at that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I noticed when I play and I live bet and I get mad, I'm like, I get mad. I don't like the movie. That means that I need to go the other way instead of hope that my bet comes through. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then, when you're watching it, and it's just like, oh my God, they came back and won. It's just a great movie, great comeback. All the calls are going your way. That's when you say, okay, I made the right decision. Let's just ride this train. Let's just ride this W. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I just wanted to share that information with you and whoever's listening. Stop hoping. The live tells the story. Definitely.
Indeed. Well, I appreciate it.
All right. No problem.
All right, thank you. You have a good one. Let me see.
From.
Caller.
Zach, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
I got some interesting stuff to say. I believe this is connected with Kobe. So if you see when Kobe died from today's date into today is 9 months and 3 days. So then if you type in week 8 equals 93.
Okay.
Also the 26 thing when they put with the kid, Jamel, his birthday's on 2/6. He died at 26. Falcons can go to 2/6, another Kobe number. Also, if Falcons win, they get their 33rd win, another Kobe number. Also, Matt Ryan is 7-5 on Thursday. If he wins, he's 6-5. I'm sorry. If he wins, he'll be 7-5. That equals with Kobe too, and also
Carolina Panthers 75.
Panthers. Yeah. And Kobe is what I'm saying too. I already
Oh,
know
Kobe, you're right.
That,
You're right. Kobe 75.
That also adds with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot, and not to mention it's week 8. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
I just think that was interesting. So that put me over the top, honestly. I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah, well, it's also I got to imagine that the public money's going to be on Carolina today. They already beat Atlanta this year in Atlanta's building.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It stinks. So yeah, and then another thing that NFL put up. I don't know if you said it yet, but besides the kid with the Jamel, they put another thing up with a whole list of African Americans that got killed or something like, and they put 86 people.
Okay.
Breonna Taylor, George Floyd was one of them. I can send you the list. It's like 1 out of 86. They put it up too. I don't know if you missed that. Along with the Jamel guy.
Oh, they put that on the NFL Instagram?
Yeah, they put it up. I clicked it. All you gotta do is click, and they got a whole list of them. And there's 86 of them. It's 86. I can send you the list. It's Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, all of them. And I'm looking at who they got at number 15 and 25, or just numbers. You know what I'm saying? That correlate. Well, I want to tell you because I know you're better at it than me, so you'll be able to pick something up. But there's 86 of them, and I know that's an Atlanta number.
Well, so where is it on? Is it before the Jamel Robertson post?
All I know is I typed when that popped up, I clicked it. So you have to click like the NFL thing, and it pops up. I can email it to you or text it to you, but I'm 100% sure. And they put up 86 people.
Okay, yeah.
George Floyd, I think
if you want to email it to the numbergamesbook@gmail.com, I'll check it out. I appreciate that.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. So, again, another thing for Atlanta, just in terms of numbers that could make sense, if Raheem Morris does win, he gets his 19th win. It's Week 8. 19's the 8th prime. Matt Rule, the coach, could fall to 3-5. Thursday, 35. So both the coaches could make sense with an Atlanta win. And, again, in terms of it being about the Thursday riddle, if Carolina loses, home teams are 5-3 on TNF. And Carolina's 53.
From
Caller?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Zach. Wow, my phone really doesn't want me sharing this info. Can I call back? Yeah.
Why don't you just share it right now? What was the point of that? It's like, what? My phone doesn't want me sharing this info? Can I call back? I don't even know what that was.
From
Richard.
Caller?
Hey, Zach. Sorry about that. Bad signal. Can you hear me?
You were fine before.
Oh, well, it sounded bad on my end.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Just want to start off by saying I think the 52 and 52 will play out today. Thursday night football is 2066 in English Extended Cipher. Just like, we have the 266th Pope. The Panthers are 3-9 when they wear all black. If they become 3-10, it's like Thursday night football equals 3-10 in reverse. And Teddy Bridgewater would become 3-1 against the Falcons, and then could be like a shaming ritual. There's 63 days left in the year. Race is 63. And if he goes to like 3-1 against them, that's the 11th prime number. And as you mentioned, that NFL article mentioned 11-11 and the number 226. So I think the Falcons are looking pretty good.
All right. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Take care. Yeah, thank you. See you. Okay, this whole thing is so weird. This story of this Jamel Robertson, he was killed at Manny's Blue Room Bar, which is 73, like Carolina. Robbins, Illinois is where it happened, 101. Panthers is 101. And again, the week that this happened, the NFL week of this shooting, and again, they put this up today, the day of the Thursday night football game. You go back in history, the day of the shooting, the Falcons lost to the Browns, but that same NFL week, the Panthers played on Thursday night football, and they got wasted by the Steelers with 73 points combined.
From
Kevin.
Caller?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so I was on footballdb.com, and I noticed that on this same date, 20 years ago, the Falcons played the Panthers, and Atlanta won 13-12, and Atlanta also leads the series 13-12 when they're on the road.
Let me see. Is that what I have written here? Let me see.
I didn't check the notes yet, so if you did, I apologize.
I got Atlanta is up 13-12. That's the exact same thing I got. So
yeah, so you don't think that's like pretty ironic though that 20 years ago on the same date they won that game?
No,
13-12.
No, I think that's a really great catch. 20 years ago, it's 2020. I'm putting up the game so everyone else can see it too. I'm going to it right now. Okay. October 29th, 2000, Falcons won 13-12. There it is. And the game was in Carolina. 25 points, Falcons 25. Carolina 37, the 12th prime. I assume that year it was a Sunday. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't really get that deep into it.
I think it was October. I'm checking to see. Yeah, it was a Sunday. Yeah, that is funny. 20 years ago today, they beat them.
So I don't really know what to do with that. I just I found that and I figured I had to call in and share.
Well, I think that's another positive sign for the Falcons because history repeats itself. Their rituals in time. The word time is 20 years ago today. Right. So time is also 25. There were 25 points scored in that game. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
See it. I'm going to add that here. 20 years ago today, October 29, 2000, Atlanta beat Carolina in Carolina 13-12. And they currently are 13-12 away. Playing at the Panthers. And let's just see, out of curiosity, what happened in the matchup before that, since they already lost once this year. Well, that year, or no, I'm getting dyslexic. They won at home that year, but they also won away. Both games added up to 25 points that year. Isn't that funny? Falcons 25. All right, but they did win on this day 20 years ago. All right, let me check in with the chat. Let's see what the chat thinks. All right, chat. What do you guys like here? Are you thinking Falcons or are you thinking Panthers? I'm going to see what the chat thinks. Let's go out to Rhode Island. Caller?
Yeah, Zach. So, I seen it on Twitter, so if you can go on Twitter, the thing was I'm telling you about with the kid Jamel, is under his thing it says hashtag say their names. If you click it on their Twitter account, NFL Twitter, I just checked my Twitter, so it's definitely there. You go there and you click it, then it got the list of everybody's names, and there's 86 of them. Hashtag say their names. Even if you might put down Google, that might pop up. But that's the hashtag, say their names.
And what do I have to go on to see it? Instagram?
Twitter.
It's
on the NFL Twitter account.
Oh, the NFL.
They might not put it on.
The NFL Twitter account.
Yeah, the NFL Twitter. And I just added you. So it should pop up. You should have a notification.
How do I find that?
But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I'm so, like, how do I even know if I'm on the NFL Instagram Twitter page? Why doesn't it just come up? BR Gridiron, Bleacher Report. How do I get their official page? Marshall Mathers? I mean, how's that coming up?
Why the hell is that coming up? It should just be, if you type in NFL, it should be a blue check with the NFL, and it says, I think they put something with a vote logo in their thing.
Okay, I see it now. NFL votes.
Yeah, that's it.
So I just got to scroll down the page a little bit, and they got the say their names thing too?
Yeah, scroll down the page until you see the Jamel, and then when you see the Jamel, it's going to say their names on it. When you click that, and then it opens up and you got the whole list of the 86 people. Breonna Taylor, George Floyd's number 41, and then everybody. So I just think you can look at those names and probably get something from that.
I see. They got a lot of posts on here. Okay. Okay, so, all right, I found the post. So you're saying the actual post, if you click on it,
Yep.
then it's got the list of 86?
Yeah. It should say their names.
I don't know. I'm like retarded on, this shortened bit thing. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. 86. 86. It's just sick, isn't it, man? It's just like...
Exactly. So I'm just saying 15. I'm just thinking 15, 25, 75. The people that got under those names, if you can decode those, I think we can get something probably from that because you're better at that. Like, get a go at that.
There's a guy named Gurley on here. How weird is that?
Yeah, a guy named Gurley. I did his too, and I thought that was interesting too. So I'm like, let me tell Zach so he can probably catch more. I just wanted to add that, bro.
Well, if I decode all 86 names, I'll probably be all over the place.
No,
but...
not all 86. Just the main numbers that pop up for, you know what I'm saying? For the Falcons numbers or whatever. It's only like 4.
Well, really, I think the clue is that since they're showing that Jamel Robertson is the top, and again, the fact that NFL week, the Panthers got wasted on Thursday Night Football, and it was 52 points that the Steelers scored against them, and that's the number that is in the game tonight. I mean, that to me, that's the clue. I don't even want to go beyond that. That seems to be what they're showing. So,
and him being born on 2-6 and dying at 26, and Falcons can go to 26.
Right.
So.
Right.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
All right, man. So I just wanted to add. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. See you.
Yes, sir.
This guy's Akai. His name Akai is 86. Gurley's 29. Oh, did I ever finish looking at Todd Gurley? I think I got interrupted before I looked at Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley. Something else to think about actually might be to see if Carolina's ever beat the Falcons twice in a season. Well, it looks like it might have happened in the 95 season. But yeah, because that's what Carolina would achieve if they won today. They'd sweep the Falcons this year. I don't think they do that very often. Caller?
How you doing, Zach?
Hey, what's up, man?
All right, I got something to ask you. In the Super Bowl, what did Carolina Panthers represent? The Black Panthers, correct?
Right.
Okay, what did Atlanta represent in Super Bowl?
Well, that's a good question. How they've been used symbolically. I'd have to think about that.
Okay. Well, I asked you. I think they represent melon people color.
Well, that would make sense. People. That would make sense. Yeah.
Okay. So we got two represent the people of color, right? Two teams represent color. So I think did you put the in the code thing you put in the calculator yet?
For which thing?
For the Black Panthers and the Atlanta melon people for Atlanta symbol.
Oh, like to see the Gematria connection?
Yeah.
So what exactly would I be comparing? Melanated people and Atlanta Falcons?
Oh, if you compare the number, see where the numbers come up. Or the calculate, the number, I mean, it might be 52 or it might not. I just get to ask.
Oh, like the word melanated.
Yeah.
Here, let me see.
I'm driving right now. I'm talking I was driving. The reason I couldn't do it, I see you.
Well,
I just thought about it.
The term melanated equals 75, like Carolina Panthers. That's interesting. It's 30 like the N-word, 30 like Tuskegee and slavery. The only 75 that could play tonight is if Matt Ryan won, he'd be 7-5 on Thursday Night Football. Carolina Panthers is 75, melanated 75. So that's an interesting thing.
It's down like that. Everything was joke. no joke. Everything is right there, man.
It could be. It could be. The word melanin, I'm looking at that. It's 40, like Atlanta Falcons is 40. It's interesting.
Hey.
That's the Bridgewater riddle, though. That's the one way Bridgewater would win tonight. He would become 4-0 versus the Falcons. So
it's really tight. It's tight riddle, huh?
Well, it has been on Thursday night football games. If the Falcons win this game as the upset, all the Thursday numbers come through, and those Thursday numbers have been pretty good. But yeah, you got riddles going both ways. But if the Falcons upset, the Thursday numbers play on Thursday night football. So
let me ask a question. What you lean on? You lean on ATL team?
I think the Falcons have a pretty good shot at the upset tonight. I think Gurley could be the star performer. Gurley equals 88. It's his 88th day of his age. And he's got one of the stories up here. It's week 8 as well. So, yeah, I think the Falcons got a narrative, and maybe the storyline tonight is Todd Gurley. Maybe Todd Gurley dominates the game tonight. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I might. You said that Atlanta is the underdog, correct?
They are.
So I might take the points then.
You could take the points with them. That'd be the safe way to do it. The Dodgers won for you the other day, right? You won your money with the Dodgers.
Oh yeah. So did. Oh yeah. You know I was on the Dodgers. Hey, because you let me know early. They got the code to do it. You right on the code though. On the 116 all that. 116. Hey, I credit for you. Green Bay got that 116 connection. What's up with Green Bay? They got that 116 connection.
Do they? Let me look at that.
Yeah, because I think I remember.
Oh yeah, Packers. Packers is 116.
Yeah,
yeah, that's interesting.
So what do we think about that?
Well, I remember they played in that Super Bowl ritual game with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's full name, all 4 parts of his name equals 116. Tampa, Florida, 116. But by Tom Brady beating the Packers in that game, that was one of the things where he said, well, if the Packers go down here, they become 4-1, Super Bowl 41. It's synced up with the Super Bowl. So the Packers might have been used in that ritual in that game against the Bucs as foreshadowing for the Bucs. I don't think the Packers are going to be in the Super Bowl this year. I think the Bucs and the Seahawks have better narratives. But that might have been why they were playing that game against Brady the day they did. So
let me ask you a question. If Tom Brady goes to the Super Bowl, you think he's going to win it if he go?
Well, God, so... Man, again, I was feeling if it was the Chiefs and the Bucs, it would make a lot of sense to me if Mahomes is on his way to three-peating. But, you know, since the Los Angeles Dodgers is 73 and they just beat the Tampa Bay Rays in the World Series synced up with the Super Bowl, if Brady wins, he's 7-3 in Super Bowls, and there's been a lot of that 73 stuff this year. My mind's a little bit twisted on who would win that Super Bowl right now, so... But you can definitely make an argument for Brady. Again, I think Mahomes wins this year. If you guys see Mahomes win this year, you better put in your future for the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl next year as well, because they will definitely become 4-1 in Super Bowls in LA, no doubt about it, if they win this year. So let me ask
a question. What about if Seattle play Kansas? You think Seattle won't beat down home if the Seahawks go?
If the Chiefs weren't there, I would think the Seahawks would win that Super Bowl. If it was like Seahawks and Titans, then I would definitely take the Seahawks in that Super Bowl.
You don't think Baltimore Ravens?
If it was Seahawks in Baltimore, I would take Seahawks. Baltimore is a team that we're not talking a lot about in the AFC that does have a narrative. So, but if it was the Seahawks. If it was the Seahawks in there, I would like them to win against pretty much anyone except for the Chiefs. So.
Oh, the Chiefs. The Chiefs got a lot of. They got. They real value team right now. They real value, huh?
Again, they brought out that story about the police officer attacking the pregnant woman in Kansas City, synced up with the Super Bowl by the exact same number they won the Super Bowl with last year. I'll be surprised really if it isn't the Chiefs in the AFC. I know there's some narratives for the Titans and the Steelers, but and even the Ravens, but I think it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs above all those narratives. So.
Hey, Zach, what's going on with the Dodgers now? They did the Dodgers have COVID-19 or something? What's the story on that?
Remember, coronavirus 56. That was the story. Is they picked up their 56th win of the season to win the World Series. It's a joke, man. It's a joke.
You know what I'm saying, man? They crying like that, man. Dodgers won the World Series, for God's sake.
But then, right, and then they had to make it about a coronavirus controversy just to keep people in the story. It's just so obvious, and they just treat people like they're so dumb. How's Justin Turner going to get tested at the end of the 7th inning and they determine he has coronavirus at the end of the game? I mean, what? Are they?
Yeah. This is getting more dumber, man. Zach. We know it's fake, man. We know it's fake stuff. COVID-19 fake, man. I know it. When I heard, I tell you what, I saw stuff on trains back in the last October. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I saw military stuff on trains back in October. They let me know. I said, wait a minute. I thought about it, right? I said, it's probably they put martial law in cities. It's something is going to it's something that's up with that. And then I ran to a military guy. He got shouldn't tell you this. He said that something's going to pop off in the first year. What he told me. So he ain't lying. It happened in January.
Indeed.
It's so fake, man. It's so fake, Zach. And you know what? You expose them, Zach. You got a voice. You got a real voice on the platform, Zach. You keep on exposing people, Zach. Because I'm proud of you, man. You're doing a good job on a lot of things, man.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
And you have a nice day, man. And I'll be listening to you, okay? You take care of yourself, man.
Will do. Thank you. You be safe out there. You have a good one. All right.
How you doing?
All right, see you. All right. Rod was trying to call in. Let me call Rod back.
What's going on, Zach?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. A couple things. Got some things for you. First of all, I don't know. I know somebody called in and told you about it, but did you literally see how the Falcons lost their game last week?
I actually still haven't seen the highlight, but I knew they gave up a 6-point lead with almost no time left.
Nah, well, actually they gave up. Matthew Stafford had 1 minute and 4 seconds with no timeout.
That's not very much time, though. Still, like, I mean, I know in the recent NFL crazy stuff happens, but it's just like a minute.
Yeah. I mean, he had 1 minute and 4, but check this out. The Falcons just got a first down. They sucked them all their timeouts, and the Falcons just got a first down. Like, I want you to understand this. What other play that you know that can be what other play call why don't you take the knee? Or if you run the ball, you send her to the field so your field goal kicker can get a better field goal. The game is won. They down 2. They on the 5-yard line. They just got the first down, and they sucked all the other. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's got to be the most craziest call in play call history. Literally, the game was won, Zach. Literally, I want you to understand what and then what's so crazy. The guy said it was short because he already knew. He acted like he just remembered the last second. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And talked about in the huddle.
Right.
Like anybody who take the Falcons tonight after what I just explained, man, he just sit out. I got better numbers. I wanted to tell you too. Falcons rotation number is 101 also. So that I found that mighty strange. It could be a trip up, but I'm just man. Me from being in Atlanta, they won that game last week, and they literally. I mean, how do you not just take a knee and come out with the field goal team and run the clock down?
Well, that's the story of their season, right? All these crazy games. It's like, how do you lose these games? So week after week, they keep doing it.
Yeah. Carolina. If you look at Carolina base standings, they can. And I wanted to see if Chiefs and Mahomes or somebody like that had a 44 connection because they play the Chiefs next week, so it could be the battle of the black quarterback. You know, kind of looks better going 4-4 and 3-5. But if you see they can do the 4-4, they can do the 2-2,
and they can do the 2-2 and and they can do the 3-3 in the conference. So they got master numbers on the board: 4-4, 2-2, and 3-3. If you think that.
And what team is that?
That's Carolina, the Panthers.
I see.
They can go 3-3 in the conference. They go 2-2 and they can go 4 overall.
I see.
It was also with that 93. Somebody called in week 8, 93. Man, Ryan could get that 93rd loss today, and somebody can get that 15. Somebody's on 14. You keep saying 14-9. Raheem Moore, well, black quarterback. Well, something with the 14, but they could pick up the 15th loss or something. Atlanta 15.
Oh, hold on. Let me see where that's at with the 15.
It was a 15. You like somebody to stay on 14-9 or something. But I know Atlanta equals 15. But with those master numbers on the board, Falcons, it looks. I don't know. I think Falcons go 1-8 to play the Saints because they play Saints back-to-back conference games. So I'm thinking they go 1-9 after they play the Saints.
Well, if they do lose this game, that's probably going to happen because Saints in 19 plays a lot. Yeah, that's very possible.
Yeah, that's in the conference also because they play different next. So I think out of these two games, I do think the Falcons split. Broncos does equals 103. So that's like the 27 prime number. And I do think Atlanta will go 1-5 at home. So, I mean, it's a tricky game, but I just wanted to explain to people how he lost last game, man. It's like, for you to take your money, I bet every day too, but this is a game where I'll probably even sit out for you for a team to just do that last week.
Sure. That was the one scary thing, though, about the Lions was that they could get their 25th win versus the Falcons with Stafford, who played at Georgia, and he got the glory in the end. I didn't realize that he went to high school with Kershaw, and I know that was part of it now. So.
Yeah, that's why Kershaw, they kept saying that. I knew he don't close it that day. I knew he was going to play. It was like, what's the odds of Clayton Kershaw? Could he be in his room right now watching this game? Because they was elaborating on how Matthew Stafford idolizes Kershaw. Like, he watches his games and stuff. So they was like, what's the odds of Kershaw in this hotel room right now watching? They already knew they was doing something with him.
Right.
Yeah. Man, I'm in Atlanta now. Storm came last night. Knoxville, still no power where I'm at. But I just feel like with those master numbers on the board, Carolina got a shot. And I wanted to ask you, did the Chiefs have a 44 connection somewhere? Because if they do go to the Chiefs, if they play the Chiefs next. So either they're going to go 35 or 44. So I want to see what kind of...
The 44 jokes I've seen with the native teams before are like the genocide jokes, because genocide's 44. But I don't think they have a direct connection to Kansas City or Chiefs 44.
Right. Two black quarterbacks.
African American is 44 in that septenary cipher, like Obama number 44. So.
Okay. Yeah, this is a game, man. I just wanted to actually describe how the Falcons lost that game. Because literally got to be the most. You can use that as your example when you be going off on the trolls. That just can't believe when you talk about Van Fleet dribbling the ball 40.
Right. Right.
Looking the team timeouts out on the goal line, and you.
Exactly. It's just a no-brainer situation. Exactly. It's a no-brainer situation. Chip shot, field goal, run out the clock, game over.
Right. So, yep. Anybody bet those Falcons tonight, be aware, and I'm from Atlanta. So
yeah.
Keep that.
I know you always warn about the Atlanta sports. Indeed. So, yeah. I hear you.
Yeah.
You still there, Ron?
Yep. I'm still here.
It cut out for a second.
Oh, yeah, I'm still here, man. Yep, I wanted to get off, man. Just wanted to give you that with those master numbers on the board for Carolina and then describe how that game went off last week for the Falcons. It was brutal. I had money on them. It was brutal.
I'm sorry, man. That's the worst way to lose, too. Just it looks like it's in the bag, and then.
But yeah, keep going, man. I'm listening.
All right, Ron. Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
All right, see.
Call from.
Caller?
Yes, I just want to make reference that Bridgewater did play for the University of Louisville, which are the Cardinals, and he is black. So playing tonight, he would be the black Cardinal. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything or not, but I just wanted to say that.
Well, that's a really great observation. That's a really great observation. I did not realize that, and that's interesting because, of course, Lamar Jackson went to Louisville as well. But yeah, I did not realize Bridgewater went to Louisville. I'd forgotten that. So,
But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Maybe you can talk a little bit about it, and I'll just listen in.
All right. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and see. What year was that? Bridgewater, Louisville stats. So he played at Louisville from 2011 to 13. So 7 years ago. It was his junior year. He didn't play his senior year. 13 games every year. $72 touchdowns there. Louisville 46 like Catholic. Again, the Sunday games are 46 days before the Pope's birthday. Cardinals is 63 today. Leaves 63 days and left in the year. Caller?
Hey, Zach.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, first off, amazing on the Lakers and the Dodgers. Really appreciate it.
Welcome, man.
I wanted to. We talked about Devontae Adams and his tribute to Kobe in NFL Super Bowl or All-Star game last year.
Okay.
Oh, I'm asking if we have. I don't want to cover it again, but in the game, the Packers number 55 and Devontae Adams, who's number 17, did a tribute to Kobe just a week or two after he had died. Devontae Adams scores a touchdown, does a reverse 360 and dunks the ball through the field goal post, and then he says Kobe. But I just thought it was interesting. Number 55, 50th Super Bowl, and then 17, tribute to the Lakers 17 championship.
Okay.
He was out a lot of the year beginning, and then he came back. I think last 2 weeks. Last week he did really well.
Okay.
So I was wondering if the Packers have any chance, especially with Rodgers and Mahomes commercials last year, if they have any chance to meet up in the playoffs.
Well, they obviously have a chance. They're one of the top teams in the NFC. But yeah, I feel like they're not going to put Rodgers in there over Brady if they're going to do if it's about Brady this year. And then again, I just think the next best narrative in the NFC is the Seahawks. So I mean, they got a chance, but okay. I don't think they're the team.
You know the script well, so.
The one argument you could say for the Packers, though, if you're feeling the Packers, because, I mean, if it ends up being the Packers, obviously I'd be wrong, but the one thing they have going in terms of numbers is Wisconsin does equal 55. It is the year of Super Bowl 55. And like you said, the Mahomes commercials with Rodgers. And they're definitely playing a lot better this year than last year.
Win. I do think that they might go, but I don't think they'll win. I think the Chiefs will win.
Well, if it was Packers and Chiefs, I would definitely take the Packers. Or not the Packers, excuse me. I'd definitely take the Chiefs to beat the Packers. So.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate
it. Thank you very much, Zach.
All right, thanks, man.
Bye.
See you. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can leave it there for now. I mean, we covered a lot of storylines. There's a lot of good information in this video, and we can go and we can wait to see if they give us some other narrative here throughout the day. But, man, this Jamel Robertson thing, the Falcons did lose the day of his shooting. That same NFL week, the Panthers played on Thursday Night Football and got wasted by the Steelers 52-21. And again, 52, hot number right now in the league. If Ryan did win tonight, he'd be 52-52 away. What is this right here? Teddy Bridgewater highlight. But in light of what we were catching on there with the Pope and all that 52 stuff. I mean, the caller who phoned in and mentioned about how Teddy Bridgewater was a Louisville Cardinal, that does make things a little bit more interesting. So, just trying to pay attention to these highlights right here. 5-11 again, 11 the fifth prime. All right, so yeah, this is earlier this year. See if there's anything in this highlight reel that helps us. 6-7.
Oh, from.
Caller?
Hey.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, you're on.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed a pattern on Thursday night.
Okay.
It's like home, then it's away, then home, and this week it would be away team. This week 1.
Okay. And if Carolina does lose, again, home teams will be 5-3 on Thursday Night Football, and Carolina's 53. So that's a good observation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all I had.
All right. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right. See. Yeah. Week 1, the Chiefs won at home. Week 2, the Browns won at home. That was my favorite riddle. Week 3, Jaguars lost. That was a 35 game. 35 won it on the road. Fitzpatrick got the big 35. Week 4, this was the Brett Rippon riddle. So home, away. Chicago wins. That was a Thursday Chicago number thing. Week 6, Titans win. Home. Wait a minute. Home. Now, last week the Eagles won at home. So we had 2 home wins, 2 home losses, 3 home wins. Right? Yeah. So 2-2-3. Huh. Just thinking about Philadelphia 2-2-3. It's funny, I was looking at today's numbers, I was like, the score 22-21 can make a lot of sense today. I didn't even think about how that was the score of last week's game. Be funny if they did it 2 weeks in a row. But with all that 52, I wonder about a 52-point game now as well.
Oh, from.
Caller?
Brother Zach, Brother Johnny Stash, how you doing, pal?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Real quick, I know you're towards the end of the stream. I'm going to put a futures bet in. Obviously, I'm going to go try to do the Chiefs, and of course, what do you like? The Chiefs and Seattle, right? No, not Chiefs and, what did you say? Why am I tripping over myself?
Well, I really feel like the 2 most likely Super Bowls at this point are Bucks and Chiefs or Chiefs and Seahawks.
Right, that's right. Excuse me, the Bucks and Chiefs, and then all this and the Seahawks. Right? Okay. Now, I was just watching how the Moon Bowl with the Titans and the of course the Seahawks. They both lost last week, right? They both fell to 5-1.
They did. Yeah.
All right, so they're kind of going together. Sometimes these teams go together.
Moon 51, 51st Super Bowl of the modern era. He played on both teams. His first playoff game was those 2 teams, Warren Moon. So.
Yeah. So and what I find very interesting, I was talking to Big Al last night. I'm thinking, well, who's the sleeper team? Who's the Miami Heat of football that could come through? And we're pondering last night, and I was like, what's really interesting is this Kyle Murray kid, And I started to ask myself, what league, what year was Brady in when he went to the Super Bowl? And it was his second year, right? Because he was drafted in 2000. He was drafted 199. What's that, the 46 prime or whatever it is? But anyway, he was drafted in 2000. So that means he played the 2000 to 2001 was his first NFL season. Now, in the next year, of course, 2001 to 2002, that's when he won his first championship against the Rams. So that was his second year. Could Kyle Murray make it in his second year? And then my question to Big Al was, has there been any other quarterback that went in his second year of his career and went to the Super Bowl? Obviously, Tom Brady did it. And Kyle how Murray could do it. And then I thought about the colors. I'm like, wow, this Cardinals almost have the colors of the Miami Heat. Because that's where I got beat. I should have just played straight up, LA for the stuff, and I was trying to match them up. Now, $5 didn't screw me. Yeah, I'm all right. But I mean, I got a bunch of money back from $5.
You know what though? We made a huge omission. I forgot about Pat Riley, but we knew that 41 had a lot to do with the season, and the Heat were on 41 wins during the time of the coronavirus break. And had we just even gone over and looked at that and said, here, let's look at the Lakers' potential teams, we would have saw right away. It's like, look at this. If the Lakers play the Heat in the finals, they can have 41 wins against them. I mean, we should have found all that. So I'm disappointed in myself, but.
You shouldn't be disappointed, man. You're still good. You have the Lakers. And, I look at this as just a little bit of entertainment as well. And, of course, you want to win on this. And a lot of guys do good. And Rob does great work out there. Good to hear him again. And awesome work. I love that black hole that calls in. When you know who calls in on your show who's really funny, you got to give him the 5-minute comedy hour. The guy that calls up drunk. Where is he from? Do you know?
Are you saying the guy from Austin?
Yeah, I think that's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, his brother's in Michigan. They both call. He's in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. The guy's funny, man. I was having a good laugh with Big D last night. But no, so yeah, because I'm thinking about putting some futures in, and I wanted to. You think there's any shot in heck that they would put the Cardinals in? Obviously, I know what your favorite pick is, the Bucks.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I think the Cardinals have a shot to be in the Super Bowl next year because Bill Bidwell equals 102, and he died on 10/2, and next year's the 102nd NFL season. I don't think this is Murray's year, but next year I would not be surprised if he is there. Something I would look into is how long it's been since the Cardinals were in a championship game.
Oh, that's an interesting thought, too. Yeah. Well, obviously, Kyle Murray's going to have one. They might even make the playoffs right now. I don't know if it was over. They might be in the playoffs. They're 5-2. I don't really think they're going to make a deep run. I was just trying to figure it out because I realized, I know what Vegas likes to do. They really screwed us on this one because nobody saw the Heat coming. Right till the very end.
Well, that's actually not true, though. That's actually not true, Johnny. There was a game at the beginning of the season where Miami had a huge ritual, and I said, God, do we need to think about the Heat, LeBron's first team? And I said, I still think LeBron's going to become 6-6, and it'd make a lot of sense for him to play the Heat to get his 6th championship. But we did see there was a huge ritual with the Heat game early in the season. I'd have to go back and find the video where we talked about it, but there was a clue early in the season. I remember that we covered that, so...
Well, I got to tell you, I got to give you credit because you had told me I called you up during that Game 6. And Johnny, if I get past Game 6, but there's a big ritual, and you were right with the Rome narrative, Rome being recognized in the Jesuits.
You did tell you right. You were the last person I talked to before the Heat advanced, and I said, "Man, this Jesuit ritual today with the Heat and Pat Riley looks." I said, "If the Celtics can get past today, then maybe."
Dude, Big Al and I would hit really nicely because we unfortunately, I should have hedged a little bit, but look, I just kind of enjoyed the whole thing. But what else was I going to ask you real quickly?
See, well, there was a life lesson there for you because I know you could have put in those bets after we put in that conversation. I know you guys missed out a lot because you went with the Celtics on all those things, but I gave you a good narrative that morning, and you went with the amateurs' information, so...
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it was 35. Like, we would have won 3,500 if we came in. If we would have played the Heat, dude, in the same place that we had multiple teams, we would probably good for 4,500. But, it happens. Look, everybody's not right all the time, and a lot of people get this stuff wrong. This ain't a perfect science. I love the community. They do great work together, and we're better together, and I really appreciate everything you do, sir. And, real quick question. Do you ever send that book to Tex Mars? Because I know you're supposed to send a copy and they were going to read it and maybe get you interviewed on your program. Were you able to?
That was a few weeks ago. I got to go back unless I sent it to the wrong address. But yeah, that should have been a few weeks ago when you talked to me about it. So.
Okay, good. Well, now I'm going to call them and see what's going on. If they received the book, what happened, because I want to follow up. Because I want to do the best I can do to help you, sir. Because I believe in your work that you do, and I believe it's excellent work, and the community is better. And I know that Jeremy basically was calling the Tampa Bay Bucks recently. Big Al was telling me, as well as the Chiefs, and that would be an interesting narrative. And I told this to some kid that walked in. He said, "That's exactly what I got, Johnny. I thought that's what you were going to say." Hey, maybe if it hits, we'll make some money. I'm sure that's a nice little pop. But
Hey.
yeah, so very interesting.
Just for the record, the last time the Cardinals won a championship was 47. So
wow.
What stands out to me about that is the super. What stands out to me about that is Arizona Cardinals is 75 in the most pure cipher, and that Super Bowl, the 102nd season, that'll be 75 years later. Arizona Cardinals could be in the championship 75 years after their last championship win.
Wow, you just put that together now when you looked up the Cardinals?
Well, I've already been thinking about this with the Cardinals because of the Bill Bidwell death on 10/2. So I've been thinking they're making more and more sense for next season. I don't think it's going to be this year, but I think next year they have a good chance to be in the NFL or in the Super Bowl. And if Mahomes wins this year, he could very well become 4-1 against the Cardinals next year. So
very interesting. And you know, I flashed back to my CD moment. I remember there was one of your great callers that called up, and you have a whole host of callers that called this up, this line up. But he was talking about LeBron winning the different championships. I was going through that with Al, the different divisions. I think, let me see if I can remember right. The one division he hasn't beaten is the one where the Nets are in. The Nets and I think Boston. He's won 4 championships, correct? He's beaten each 4 different divisions. There's 6 different teams that he would have to defeat from each division. And he's won each one of his rings were from 4 different people, from 4 different groups. Southwest, Southeast, whatever it is. He beat the Thunder. He beat the Heat. Who else did LeBron beat?
The Warriors.
But the Warriors.
Did he beat?
And the Spurs, right?
I think it was the Spurs was the other team. Yeah.
Right. So very interesting. The other division, I'd have to pull it up, but I know there's one division that he didn't beat yet, and that's the division that the Knicks are in.
I think there's a good chance that the next championship is Lakers and Philly. I think that could be the finals next year. It brings together the Kobe narrative, and again, Philadelphia 61, the 18th prime. And if they do start the season January 18th, if they start the season 1-1-8, remember, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is 118, Los Angeles, California is 118. I think that'll be your championship next year if they start the season that day.
Oh, did they come out and announce when they're going to be starting the NBA?
Well, recently I heard that they were aiming for December 1st, which seemed too soon to me. But then there's another tentative date for January 18th. And think about that, starting on the 18th when the Lakers are going for their 18th championship.
Interesting. Oh, it came to me just now. The other division that LeBron hasn't beat is the division that the Bucks are in. I think the Bucks are in with the Indiana Pacers. So I guess it's the Nets, the 76ers are in that one division, and then the other division that he hasn't beat yet is the Bucks and the Pacers division.
Okay.
I think the division is called the Atlantic, which is the Knicks, the Mets, the 76ers, and I forget what they call the Bucks Pacers. So those are the 2, I think, divisions that we're going to look at. Because I want to call it an interesting thought. LeBron has beaten the 3 championships. There were 3 different groups that he beat, 3 different divisions, whatever you want to call that. So just an interesting thought. So this way you can let that marinate on your brain, because I know you have a good clue to, once you get some different clues, you look at stuff and look at those 2 divisions, the 2 divisions he hasn't won against yet, and ponder who you think it will be, who he might match up against. All right, my brother, I hope all's well with you and your lovely lady, and just enjoy the rest of your afternoon, morning, and peace, my friends.
All right. Thanks, man. See you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Again, and they almost won a bunch of money on September 27th, but the one thing that killed all their parlays was the Celtics winning. And again, it's just a reminder, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because if you put a couple in the Heat basket, they would have still won some good money that day. And he did call me that morning, and it was probably before he placed the bets. And I told him, I said, this Heat thing is looking pretty good today. And he was really trying to talk me into how the Celtics were going to come back and win. I was saying, I don't know, on the big Jesuit day with all the Jesuit rituals, and Pat Riley's from Rome, New York, and this is the day that Jesuits were recognized by Rome, and it's perfectly synced up with his birthday with the Jesuit number. I said, this looks like the ritual. And he was... Anyway, it's all good, man. I mean, there was a narrative on the other side, but we're following the Jesuits hard. It was the perfect Jesuit ritual. And anyway, it's okay. But yeah, I think the Cardinals do have a real shot next year because they're on such a drought. This year they look like a playoff team. They're probably in the playoffs this year. But that really would make a lot of sense if they were in the Super Bowl next year, 75 years after their last championship appearance. And if I'm wrong about the Mahomes going 4-1 in Super Bowls in LA next year, and that's the other thing too, that Super Bowl will be in LA, not far from Phoenix. But yeah, anyway, if I'm wrong about Mahomes and he doesn't win this year, then that 4-1 thing's out the window. But I do see an all-black quarterback Super Bowl scenario for next year. Again, remember what they did this year on the day leaving 102 days left in the year. They had the most black quarterbacks facing the most black quarterbacks in NFL history. To me, that's telling you that the 102nd season, that year you're going to see 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. And Mahomes and Kyler Murray, that could make a lot of sense. Eminem, the 13th letter, Super Bowl 41, the 13th prime. Caller?
What's up, Zach? So you were talking about the Cardinals being a contender for the Super Bowl this year or next year?
Man, you guys, just what do you think I've said so far? Because I feel like I've been pretty clear about what I've been saying.
Well, I think it could be this year.
Okay, the last guy called in and said he thinks it could be this year, and I said why it makes a lot more sense next year. But go ahead, why do you think it's this year?
I think it's this year because Cliff Kingsbury is 41. Super Bowl is 41.
So this year, is his name going to have a different gematria value next year? He make it to the Super Bowl last year with the Super Bowl name?
Cliff Kingsbury will be 42 years old next year.
Oh, you're saying his age is 41. I see what you're saying.
His age.
Okay, well, 42 would not be a bad age to be in the Super Bowl for Arizona. Arizona's 42. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, too. Okay, maybe you are right, but I want to talk about the Marcus Golden signing to the Cardinals.
Okay.
So he was born in St. Louis, which borders Kansas City, which got me thinking they're going to face the Chiefs this year. Kansas City Chiefs equals 64. Chiefs equals 64. Philadelphia was the last team to win the Super Bowl in the NFC. Marcus Golden's last game was with the Eagles. Golden equals 30. Corona.
You know what stands out about this guy? I just got to cut you off. This guy, his birthday is the day Pope Francis became the Pope. That stands out in a big way.
Wow. And the day he signed happened on a day with 73 date numerology. And the last time the Cardinals won was 73 years ago. And they were, I forget what city they were in. They were what team were they? They weren't the Arizona Cardinals. They were
Well, they've been the St. Louis Cardinals for a minute. They've been the Chicago Cardinals.
What were they? All I know is 73 years ago. So maybe I'm going to do my research on that and give you a call later.
Okay, they've been the Arizona Cardinals since 94. They were the Phoenix Cardinals from 88 to 93. They were the St. Louis Cardinals until 87. And they were the Chicago Cardinals until 59. So.
Okay. One more thing I have on them is their 33rd season in Arizona. The last time they played in the Super Bowl was on the 33rd day of the year. Murray equals 33. Glendale equals 33. Just a couple notes on that, and that's about all I got on that so far.
All right. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
See it. Yeah, the Cardinals and Steelers had that merge season in 44 because of the the Eagles and Steelers merged teams, the Cardinals and Steelers merged teams. I don't know exactly how they did it, but that was in 1944, World War II, 76 years ago, which means it was on the cycle of 19 years, because 76 is divisible by 19. It's 4 cycles of 19. But that would have to be your narrative for the Cardinals if they're going to do like a Cardinals Steelers 76 years later Super Bowl type of thing. In a rematch. But yeah, I really do think the Cardinals' year is next year. Bill Bidwell dead on 10-2, and that was to start the 102nd NHL season. That was the day, or maybe it was, or you know what it was? It was the first day of the NHL season that ended with the 102nd Stanley Cup. So Marcus Golden's got 44 on. But yeah, I really do think that the Cardinals have a great narrative next year. So I don't think they're getting in ahead of Brady and Russell Wilson and whatnot this year. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep my eye out for. Oh, hold on, I never did the Gurley stats. I want to look at Gurley and Julio Jones real quick. So Gurley, it's his 88th day of his age. Gurley equals 88. He wears number 21. 21's the 8th Fibonacci number. It's week 8. It's going to be his 80th start today for another 8. His 8th start with Atlanta, obviously. He's on 65 career touchdowns. North Carolina's 67. He has 77 total touchdowns if you catch his rushing and receiving. If he just had 1 touchdown tonight, he'd have 8 for the year in week 8. Let's see.
From
Caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
What's up, man?
I noticed you guys are talking about the Super Bowl a lot. I wanted to see what you thought about how the Super Bowl and the World Series would be tied in together.
Well, Brady's the obvious parallel, right? So,
right.
And here, let's just measure in days real quick. I believe it's 103 days from the conclusion of the World Series on October 27th to the start of the World Series. 103 days. That's the 27th prime. MLB's 27. They're tied at 27 Super Bowls apiece. Yeah, I got to think about it more, but the Brady thing is obviously the link. So I'm not sure. People are saying, does that mean one of the LA teams is going to be in the Super Bowl? I don't think so. I don't see one of the LA teams in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so this is what I think. And I'm really, almost 100% certain this is going to be it. It's going to be the Steelers and the Packers. And the reason why is because it's all about the 88. The 88 is the 88th season for the Steelers. And I know we talked about how the Steelers since 78 started 5-0. The last time they did that, this is their best season since then. They're obviously the best team in the NFL. They have the best defense. And the reason why I think it's going to be the Packers is because they played each other in Super Bowl 45. And you think about 88 and 45, what numbers do those make you think of?
Trump?
Exactly. Trump's going to win this re-election.
Well, the Dodgers thing is interesting. The Dodgers have the Trump numbers, so we'll see if they're going to do a repeat of the 2000 election with the Supreme Court, since the World Series was in tribute to George W. Bush. But yeah, it's possible. But I'm taking everything lightly. I mean, you felt really good about Atlanta sweeping the Dodgers, and I was saying that doesn't make any sense, man. We've been talking about the Dodgers and all the rituals and them winning the World Series since February, man. Since February.
Right, I know. I mean, we all get a few games here and there wrong. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, and I'm also just thinking about Titans last year. You were going hard against my Chiefs year of the black quarterback thing with the Titans. Now we're going Packers and Steelers.
I mean, Zach, I don't call up and tell you all the games you get wrong. I mean, dude, you're not perfect. No one's perfect.
No, I'm definitely not perfect, but I'm pretty good with the futures. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm just giving you my observation.
Okay, so how did the Packers and Steelers relate to the World Series? Because that was what you were connecting, right?
So the end of the World Series was 10/27. It's 103 days. Steelers equals 103.
Okay, that's true.
And then from the game on Sunday, there was 105 days to the Super Bowl. The only team that scored 55 points, the only game that was 55 points that day on 55-day numerology was the Packers game. They're going to play the Packers.
Wisconsin 55.
Yeah, and so the other thing is, like I said, I brought up the whole injury to Roethlisberger last year, and it just makes me think about like the Garoppolo thing, how Garoppolo got hurt, and then the next year he played in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And
just to complement your perspective, that was the clue last year about the Niners being in the Super Bowl was their game against the Steelers in Week 3 on September 22nd. So that's an interesting. Yeah. Did Roethlisberger play in that game?
What was that?
Did Roethlisberger play in that game against the Niners last year on September 22nd?
No, he got hurt the week before.
Okay.
But this is the thing about that injury. The only thing that I don't like about that theory is that he played the Seahawks in that game. So that's the only thing I don't like about this theory that I have about the Packers and the Steelers. You know, the whole thing with that injury is like, man, could it really be Steelers and Seahawks? But, like, for some reason, so when you look at Roethlisberger in Super Bowls, he's got 55 completions all time in the Super Bowl. In all his Super Bowls combined. He's played in like 3, I think.
This is Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger has 55 completions in Super Bowls?
Yeah.
So Cardinals, okay.
The last time the Packers and the Steelers played, it was a preseason game, and the Packers beat them with 51 points.
Okay.
So that makes me think like, okay, 51, modern era, Super Bowl, 51. You know, so there's a lot of things. And then you start lining up like the birthdays, and with the Super Bowl, and then to Rodgers' birthday, it looks really good for Rodgers. Rodgers got a lot of good numbers, and then that coach, Matt LaFleur, he's turning 41 this year. You know, they'll probably let him get to the Super Bowl and lose, and then the Steelers would be 7-2 in Super Bowls, and Raymond James Stadium equals 72. Oh, and then the other thing too that made me think about this was that Super Bowl rematch back in 2010 was in Arlington at the AT&T Stadium. That makes me think about the World Series, right? And then you measure from that day of that game to the Super Bowl this year, it's 10 years in one day, like 101.
Okay. That's interesting.
And then, yeah, I mean, there's a lot that I looked into. Like, me, when I do decodes, I do, like, decodes, and it gets me all kind of confused and so many possibilities, but, like, man, it's like, this one looks really good, though, for me. I mean, this is what I think.
Okay. Well, the 103 does connect to Steelers, like you said, but they use that number a lot, just like in connection to 27, since it's the 27th prime.
Oh, and then Aaron Rodgers equals 135.
Okay.
World Series connection.
Sure.
We're talking about that 135 with the Dodgers on that day when they closed out the World Series.
Right. On Philadelphia's birthday, the 135 city.
Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know. It's just, I know there's so many possibilities, but I mean, you can't deny, like, the Steelers are the best team in the league. They're going to go 7-0 this week, and then I think they lose their first game the next game that they play. But who knows? Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I've already put my future in for this, and then I think that's what's going to happen.
It would be a rematch of 10 years earlier, and 55 is the 10th triangular and 10th Fibonacci number. So, and it is interesting that it was in Arlington, Texas, like the World Series. So you made some good arguments. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I think this is a shaming thing for Rodgers. It's like Rodgers is like, he's always, you know, been that like competitive quarterback, but I don't think he's going to win another Super Bowl. I think he's going to stay on one. Oh, and the other thing is Ben Roethlisberger's 38 years old, and I know that date has 38 date numerology, and it has 50 date numerology, and Steelers is 50. And I think, oh man, forgot what it is. I think Roethlisberger, he's either 2-0 in Super Bowls or he's 3-0. One of those. I think he's undefeated.
Well, he lost to the Packers. He lost to the Packers. And he beat the Cardinals. And he... was Roethlisberger on that team that beat the Seahawks with Jerome Bettis?
So he's 2-1 in Super Bowls. If he wins, he's 3-1. Just like Steelers is 31. That'd probably be his last Super Bowl as a Steeler. So that makes me think about like Bradshaw and Bradshaw's the old Steelers quarterback. So there's got to be some kind of connection there with Roethlisberger and Bradshaw.
What's your future pay right now on a Packers Steelers Super Bowl?
Well, right now the odds are not as good as they were if they would have been in the beginning of the year, but I think it's like 45-1.
The argument for the Packers to be in the Super Bowl and the AFC to win is because the AFC would get its 28th championship and Packers is 28. I hadn't thought about how that was 10 years ago. That gives us some breathing room, and the Arlington, Texas thing is interesting. Yeah, if it paid like 20 to 1, I'd say it's worth putting $10 on just to cover your base, because it could make sense. It would be a rematch of 10 years earlier in Super Bowl 55. 55 and 10 are peas in a pod. So those aren't the teams I've been thinking about, but now that I see the 55-10 angle, and I would like the Steelers to win that Super Bowl if that was it, because I would like Roethlisberger to get to 3-1 in Super Bowls. The Steelers love 31, and getting that 28th win over the Packers would make sense if that was the Super Bowl scenario. So, okay.
Yeah. And I think the key here is to look at, from that injury when he got hurt. I know it's like 55 weeks or something like that since his injury. I've got the notes on my computer, but I'm not on my computer right now. But yeah, it looks good. I think that's what I'm going to go with. I've already put the parlay in, and so we'll see what happens.
The other caller who called a minute ago and said, "What about Mahomes playing the Packers?" If that was the case, I would definitely like Mahomes to win to get for the same reason, getting the 28th win over the Packers. But remember, 103 goes well with the State Farm commercials, because State Farm's 103, and that was the number we followed all year. Last year was 103. So even through what you're looking at with the Packers and Steelers, the way they do riddles, it could be, if it is going to be the it could be like Packers and Chiefs through that same riddle that you're looking at. Just they'd swap out the Chiefs for the Steelers. But yeah, it's possible.
I just wanted to give my observations and put that out there.
All right, appreciate it.
All right,
see it. Yeah, I mean, you could make an argument for it. It's just, I really don't think they're going to put the rapist back in the Super Bowl, who's Ben Roethlisberger. And the Packers could make sense in the NFC just because they'd be the perfect team to get the 28th win against. But, yeah, I again, since Brady's in the NFC at age 43... and the stuff they're doing with Warren Moon and the Seahawks, I still just see those as the better teams in the NFC. So, but yeah, I do like that he pointed out that the Super Bowl was in Arlington, Texas that year. So that's interesting. Let's check the NFL Instagram page for any updates. Not yet. Well, we can leave it there for now, you guys. A lot of information we covered in today's stream. Again, the first NFL Instagram story, this Jamel Robertson killing, we went back and looked. The Falcons lost the day of it, and the Panthers got wasted on Thursday Night Football the same week as this shooting by the Steelers. Caller?
Yeah. Hey, what's up,
Well, we
guys?
can leave it there for now.
What's up, man?
This is not much. I missed the whole stream, basically, but people were saying in the chat that you favored the Falcons. I wanted to know why. I wasn't sure why.
Well, all the Thursday numbers go in favor of the Falcons if they win, since they keep doing these Thursday riddles. Panthers would fall to 3-5. Thursday 35. Black coaches would improve to 14-9 for the year. 149, the 35th prime. Bridgewater would fall to 14-9 at home. 149, the 35th prime. Falcons can get to 2-6, 101 days before the Super Bowl. 101, the 26th prime. Atlanta's got the rotation number 101 next to it. Carolina's got the 102. Charlotte's 102. My biggest concerns about this game is that Ryan can get his 53rd away loss. Carolina's 53. But then again, if Carolina loses, home teams become 5-3 on Thursday Night Football. And then my other concern about Ryan is he's on 9 losses versus the Panthers. If he lost, he'd get his 10th. And it's on the 29th. 29 is the 10th prime. But
whose record? 29th, you said?
Matt Ryan's 16-9 versus Carolina. So if he lost, he'd get his 10th loss versus them on the 29th. 29 is the 10th prime and the 10th month as well. But if he wins, he's 17-9, a bit like 179, the 41st prime, and TNF's 41. So again, like these primetime games, the riddles are going both ways. But that Thursday thing seems to be stronger if the Falcons upset.
So what do you see for the Panthers? Because I want to just compare my notes. I'm sorry to make you go back through all this. I just really didn't get to see what you said, and they were saying that you like the Falcons and the chat and stuff like that. Are you leaning towards the Falcons? I just want to make sure if that was true or not.
Well, I think they have the better Thursday riddle, and but yeah, I wouldn't say I'm still, like I told them also, I said I'm still waiting to see if they put up a better clue today before the game, because I do worry a little bit about the 53rd loss and the 10th potential loss. But those are the kind of stats that really haven't been coming through on Thursday Night Football. It's been more about where the overall riddle is and the Thursday narrative, and the Thursday thing looks a lot better for Atlanta. And then the other thing you missed is we caught all this stuff with what's going on today. Donald Trump is in North Carolina today at Pope Base, a military base, Pope, and that Zeta's passing through, and Pope is 52, and Zeta's 52, and Hurricane's 52, and it's the Atlanta Falcons playing. Atlanta Falcons is 239, the 52nd prime, and if Matt Ryan wins, he's 52 and 52 away for his career. And the story they gave us on Instagram, the Jamel Robertson killing, the player for the Panthers, number 52, is wearing his name on his helmet, and that player's name is Tahir Whitehead, which equals 239, the 52nd prime. And in the week that guy got killed, Jamel Robertson, the week he got killed, the Panthers played on Thursday Night Football, and they got beat with 52 points by the Steelers. So something going on with that 52 as well, and that also favors Atlanta.
Okay, so would that be all your notes? I'm just curious. If that's the case, I just wanted to tell you what my notes would see, how I see the game.
Well, I got other stuff in here, but go ahead. What do you see?
Well, I think that first of all, the big thing, you said you're always looking for narratives for the Thursday Night Football games. Did anybody tell you from the chat that today's National Cat Day?
Oh, somebody did call in and say that today's National Cat Day in the U.S., and it was National Cat Day in Canada when the Dodgers won the World Series.
Yeah, National Cat Day equals 50 in the most pure cipher, and then I think Matt Ryan can get his 50th all-time away regular season loss, and he can stay on 50 all-time away regular season wins.
Hold on.
So, I thought that was pretty interesting.
National Cat Day. Oh, so okay, I got it up here now, so everyone can see it. And National Cat Day, you said it's 50, and what's the 50 that can get picked up?
No, Matt Ryan can get his 50th all-time away regular season loss.
Regular season.
They also stay on regular season, yeah.
Okay.
And then he can also stay on 50 all-time away regular season wins.
Okay, interesting.
And then also, this being the 101st season of the NFL, and these two teams are playing 101 days before the Super Bowl. Panthers go 1-1, and this is, believe it or not, this is the Panthers' 26th season. 1-1 being the 26th prime number, and then this is going to be the 26th all-time home game for the Panthers and the Falcons. Teddy Bridgewater could pick up his 26th all-time win in the 26th season.
That's true.
Panthers,
That's the
101st season. And, yeah, exactly.
The Falcons could also improve to 2-6 is the trick with that. So.
But also the Falcons could fall to 1-7. They play the Broncos next week, which equals 71, which is a reflection of 1-7. I mean, I'm telling just myself. I'm just sticking with the Panthers. I mean, the line has moved drastically into the Falcons' favor, meaning the money is on the Falcons, because I think the opening line started at maybe minus 3.5 or maybe 4.5 for the Panthers, and it's now at minus 1.5. And that's usually meaning that either people are making, there's a lot more money on the Falcons because it's shifting the line So that doesn't mean there's more. It doesn't mean there's bigger bets on Panthers, though. That means there's just a whole bunch of sharp players probably betting on the Falcons to win this week.
Sure. Yeah. Again, it's like Thursday Night Football. You got the 26 can fall either way. Again, the Falcons can get to 2-6. That's the other thing. The Instagram page has a highlight up of Todd Gurley. Today's his 88th day of his age. His name Gurley's 88. It's week 8. He wears number 21, the 8th Fibonacci number. If the Falcons do win, I think he'll be the narrative. But yeah, it's a tricky game because there's decent riddles on both sides. It's just the Thursday 35's really been hitting on Thursday, and
I mean, you're right, and I'm only been seeing that this year. So this Thursday 35 thing is really, really new to me. I mean, we haven't documented it from prior years. I mean, unless you're aware.
Well, we've talked about Thursday and Thursday Night Football riddles on TNF. But yeah, this year it's been a big pattern.
35 connection. I never looked at it sticking out so much. It seems like the 35 is trumping every other riddle on Thursday Night Football, if that's what you're going on. And to finish my decode, but Teddy Bridgewater, he's 3-0 versus the Falcons. He could become 4-0 on Thursday.
Yep, that's one of his good riddles because Atlanta Falcons is 40 and so is TNF.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then he can also pick up his 15th home win. And Atlanta equals 15. Those usually really go well together.
That is true. That is true that he could get the 15th home win over Atlanta. That's why. But this is so again on Thursday Night Football. That's why it's like there's all these alignments on both sides, and it's just usually the riddle that matters. Is the riddle National Cat Day? Maybe it is. Maybe that is the riddle today.
If it is National Cat Day, then I'm rocking with the Panthers, and stuff like that. I mean, Falcons look like trash. I think they're trying to rebuild, to be honest. I think they're thinking about trading Matt Ryan, seeing what they can get with him. Because, I mean, you see how they choked last week? I mean, I chose my stuff to take Detroit because that 25 thing was too big. Because the fact that people have to understand, when they're decoding these games, some of these teams aren't playing for 3 or 4 years in the span. So the fact that I think Detroit and Falcons played like 3 years ago or something like that, and the riddle was, the 25, and they were playing on a 25 date, I didn't think they were going to wait another 3 years for the Detroit Lions to get that 25th win against Atlanta. Does that make sense?
Sure, and again, Stafford's from Georgia too. That's why that game, the 25s, that was a tricky game. So yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just figured it was, they're not going to wait another 3 because, most of these teams don't play, until another 3 years. So I was like, there's no way they're going to make the Lions to get there. And the Falcons were winning in that series. I think Falcons won like 4 straight. And there was another riddle. I said the Falcons were going to stop at 4 because Atlanta Falcons equal 40. It's almost like a 4-beat if you take away the 0. So, I mean, and the guy who called in before me, he was saying about the Steelers. Not to be rambling on. I missed the stream, so I'm just trying to get what I wanted to say out. But I'm going to just get this one pick out because this is my best bet of the week, and I think it's the Ravens. And the reason why that is because, I mean, the Ravens money line, that is, I'm still trying to figure out how to figure out these spreads, but they just put up on either NFL.com or ESPN that this is the 25th all-time game between John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin in the modern era, and the Ravens have to be in their 25th season as a franchise. What's his name? Lamar Jackson can pick up his 25th all-time win. This is going to be the 25th all-time home game between the two teams, and they play 25 days later in the year.
Ravens 25. What I like about the Ravens is they can get the 3-1 at home. So
that too, and Steelers is
31.
Exactly, and yeah, exactly. So I mean, the fact that he said his money is on the Steelers, I mean, I think the Ravens are my best bet. And I was looking at this from last week, and I documented from the time because I think it was Teddy Bridgewater. I noticed that he got it was his 25th win against the Falcons, and they're playing 19 days later. But in the series between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers, I noticed that the Carolina Panthers picked up their 19th win, and then 19 days later they're playing again. So I see that it's the numbers before. So what I'm seeing is that the Ravens going to pick up their 25th win this week, and then 25 days later, I'm not sure what's going to happen. But that's just how I look at it. So I really like the Ravens this week. The whole 25 thing, I think it's to be like they might smack the Steelers, to be honest, because, the fact that they just lost that one guy on the defensive, and they barely won last week because, Mr. Kid
So, I mean, it's like they're trying to make this narrative the same Steelers are the unbeatable team, which they are right now. And, I mean, that's cool and everything like that. But it's just, I think the Ravens...
Things can shift fast in the NFL. Team loses 2 weeks in a row, and then all of a sudden the whole narrative changes. So, and it happens.
Like the Seattle Seahawks, exactly. Everybody's saying that they're trash now. Like, they're dogging the Seahawks, and they went 5-0. Like, it's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all I had really to say. But, yeah, so my best bet is definitely the Ravens this week. You know, Ravens money line. I mean, just, if I lose, I lose. But I like that riddle a lot, so...
The game that looks like it could be an upset this week is the Bengals beating the Titans. So
I saw that too, and I was just thinking, like, you know, I'm having all these premonitions about, are the Bengals really gonna beat the Titans? I mean, I really never thought the Titans were that good anyway, because I mean, besides Derrick Henry in that much, but I mean, like, Bengals have been putting up some points this whole entire year, and I like that a lot. And then, you know, the 51, we saw how the 50 and the Steelers thing worked with Tennessee last week, and I'm assuming that the Bengals thing should work this week, you know. And if they win, they'll become 251, you know, 2-5-1, which is the 54th prime. Tennessee Titans will go 54, et cetera, et cetera. You know, the spread is almost around 54 points. You know,
the Titans can fall to 5-2 as well, and Tennessee's 52 when you use the rule with S. That's a hot number right now. So.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that's definitely one of the upsets I saw. And I was looking also like the Giants might upset, but I haven't finished decoding it. It just seems too easy. I mean, the spread is 10 points, but it's just like Tom Brady's record against the Giants in regular season is like 4-1, but all time he's 4-3. You know, but it's just so many things with the team. I mean, I'm not gonna jump all the way into that because that's on a Monday night game. But yeah, like I said, the Ravens my best bet. I mean, besides that, I already have a parlay that I have. You know, I have like a 4-game parlay that I had my parlay last week as well. So, but I have a parlay this week that I'm pretty confident about. So we'll see.
All right, keep up the good work, Martin. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you, that, because you know the stuff you do, you know, for everybody. You know, not everybody calls in and, you know, appreciates you. But I know there's a lot of people out here who might be too afraid to call in, but they do appreciate you, and you have changed a lot of people's lives, mine included. So I do really appreciate you. So.
Well, you show it all the time. I appreciate how much you support the work and moderating. And you don't have to ask me to link your own stuff, man. You can link your own stuff anytime. So.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right. All right, take care, Martin.
Yep.
All right, see you, man. Yeah, there's some interesting games this week. What do you think about the Dolphins getting to 4-3? Dolphins 43, Los Angeles falls to 5-3. Makes some sense, doesn't it? Only thing we got to think about is with the Tua and 13. If he did lose, they would be 1-3 at home. Tua, LA, Miami, the 13 cities, Mr. 13 from Alabama. But it was funny. I logged into YouTube and I couldn't believe it. And my recommended was Tony Tell It Like It Is Week 8 picks. And I was like, why is this popping up? And I haven't watched one of that dude's videos in forever, but I had to click it. His pick of the week was the Chiefs to beat the Jets. And I was like, come on, man. This has to be a parody. The Chiefs are 20-point favorites. Okay. Yeah, let's leave it there, you guys. A lot of good information. Do realize it's Thursday Night Football. Thursday Night Football can be very dangerous. The Falcons do have all the Thursday numbers. But what we're kind of missing right now is the narrative, right? The Cat Day thing is there. It could be about the Panthers and Cat Day. They are the Cat team on Cat Day. You know, so that's something to look out for. And like Ron said earlier, if they're really going to punk the Falcons this year, it's possible that they do start 1-9 against the Saints. Remember when Peyton got coronavirus? It was a 1982 ritual, and again, they call it COVID-19, and the CDC's in Atlanta that's overseeing all this. So, if you do see the Falcons go down tonight, they probably are going to lose to the Broncos next week and become 1-8, and then lose to the Saints and become 1-9. But that all depends on them losing tonight. So, Super Bowl 33 rematch next week. There's probably something more to catch with that. November 8th is the day of the game. That's the day leaving 53 days left in the year. It'll be the 313th day of the leap year, the 65th prime. But yeah, again, I'd be careful tonight. Falcons have the greater value, but is the Thursday thing going to play again? And then if you do see the Thursday thing play with the Falcons, I probably would not doubt it the rest of the season if the Thursday riddles are lining up with a certain team. And again, the Thursday thing seems to go a lot more in favor of the Falcons tonight. Panthers, again, would fall to 3-5. Thursday's 35 in the most pure cipher. Black coaches would become 14-9 versus white coaches, 149 35th prime. Raheem Morris would get his 19th win to start week 8, 19 the 8th prime. Personally, I would like to see the Falcons win, because then I know I'll be able to count on that 19 this weekend. It should show up in a few more games. And if Todd Gurley does well tonight, remember, he's 21. 21's the 8th Fibonacci number. It's week 8. And it's also his 88th day of his age. So, I don't know if there's a way to look at Todd Gurley's career record, but if the narrative was structured around him, let me see. Todd Gurley, I guess we can. He's got 38 career losses and 42 wins. If he won tonight, he'd get his 43rd win on the 43 date numerology over the Panthers. Panthers 43. And he was one of the featured athletes on the Instagram page. If Gurley wins tonight, he will improve to 43-38. Panthers equals 43 date. He comes in 42-38. Falcons is 38. Oh, think about that. Think about that, what they did last week. Because last week was the 38th game between the Falcons and the Lions. And this is what we talked about, because Falcons equals 25-38. And they blamed the loss last week on Gurley going into the end zone. So in the 38th game between the Falcons and Lions, the Falcons got the 25th loss, and then that was Gurley's 38th career loss. Huh. Okay. If he lost tonight, he'd get his 39th career loss. Charlotte's 39 where they're playing at. But, again, you got the 43 date and the 43 opponent. And I don't think it's normally Charlotte that plays, the numbers of Charlotte that normally play with the Panthers games. But it still is the city, so it's worth keeping an eye on. But yeah, the National Cat Day thing, that bothers me a little bit. Because if the Panthers win on National Cat Day, it's kind of like what the Dodgers just did. Because it was that Black Cat Day when they did it. And Jackie Robinson was in the Black Panthers. Now here's your first football game after all that. So, ultimately, be careful tonight. It was still a great live stream, great discussion, and I think we talked about some good things going forward. So, and watch how this 52 does tonight too. If you guys got here late, they put 52 all over this, from the storm to Donald Trump being in North Carolina today to this clue about what happened 2 years ago in this shooting. Again, on the NFL Instagram page, they paid tribute to this shooting from years ago. That same week, the Panthers and the Falcons both lost, but the Panthers got wasted on Thursday Night Football by the Steelers with 52 points. So, something about that as well. All right, the notes are in the description. The password's NFL 2020, all one word, all caps. We'll leave it there. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific. I will have the NFL notes pretty much completed by tomorrow's live stream, and we'll start breaking down the games for Sunday. And again, do be careful tonight. We don't have as good of a narrative as we had going into last week and some of these other Thursday night games. Unless it is just straight up the Cat Day thing. I wish the Cat Day thing was in agreement with the Thursday numbers, because the Thursday numbers go against the Panthers. The Cat thing goes for them. So, makes it a little bit of a headache. And Martin did point out that National Cat Day, like it's called, is 50. It's also 85, like National Football League, like how Interstate 85 runs right through Atlanta. But that 50. Okay, just a couple other things. If you write out week 8, it equals 93. Ryan could get his 93rd loss. And right here, he's 50-49 away in the regular season. National Cat Day is 50. So he could be 50-50. But again, if you're looking for the value in a tight narrative, I mean, the underdog Falcons pay better. I talked about earlier how the score of this game could be 22-21. That would be 43 points. That was the score of last Thursday Night Football. It could make sense to do it 2 weeks in a row. 43 points on the 43-date numerology. Panthers 43. There's also a 79-date numerology today, and 79 is the 22nd prime. So I just wonder, could they do 22-21 again 2 weeks in a row? And if it was that case, if you took the Falcons with the points, they would cover a 1-point game. In light of all the 52s all over the place, that's another potential score narrative. In that case, I'd be more, if it went to 52 points, I'm not sure about that score outcome. All right, one last call and then we'll wrap it up.
Call from.
What's up, Baltimore?
Hey, what's going on, Zach? It's Davon.
Hey, man.
Hey, how you doing? I got a just quick question. Well, I'm just really catching the line because I was just traveling to VA. But I want to know, did you look at the 2 college football games tonight?
What's going on in college football tonight? No, I didn't.
I think I think Fresno State is playing, and I forgot who was the second team that was playing tonight.
It's no ranked opponents because nothing's coming up on the ESPN thing.
No, so it may be outside. It might be outside.
All right, South Alabama, Georgia Southern. So we got a Georgia game going, and the South Alabama's got like a cat logo. What are they? They're the Jaguars. So we got a cat team versus a Georgia team in college football, and we got Colorado State versus Fresno State. So Rams and Dogs over there. Okay. Georgia.
Because I've seen it, but I didn't really get a chance to look at it. But it's crazy that both you got 2 Atlanta teams playing.
Cats
on the
and
same
birds. Night. Cats and birds, right? And it's National Cat Day, and cats love to eat birds. So.
So both of them lose.
Yeah, that is interesting because the cat and bird are both connect through Georgia. Okay, I'm glad you had me.
But the difference. Okay, I understand cats like to eat birds, but the difference with a falcon, falcons have attacked cats and everything too. But mind you, with falcons, the way that when they fly and dive after their prey is that they do a straight nose dive coming down after their prey. So that's how I've seen them hunt before when I watched it. But it's just crazy to me that just both of them playing on the same night. So do both go down or do one go down?
I have a feeling that these games are going to move together.
Yeah, I got a real, like I said, I'm a Falcons fan. I'm a Falcons fan, and I see how they shaming the Falcons because it's crazy because. Well, it's not crazy, but it has went hand in hand. Whenever you see the Braves have a good year, the Falcons end up having a bad year.
Sure, trade-off. Yeah.
And so I don't know. And also too, are they shaming the Falcons to point to where that they end up trying to be in the top 3 or the top 2 for the draft pick to try to get Trevor Lawrence, or is Trevor Lawrence just going to stay in school? Because there's been trade rumors around about Matt Ryan and Julio Jones.
Right. Yeah, that could be true because there could be a player that ends up getting traded from the Falcons, somebody like Julio Jones who goes on to be a contender and gets a ring this year or something like that. Yeah, that's true.
And try to get them, get draft picks because the one team that has been pushing and showing interest has been the Raiders.
Okay.
the Raiders has been showing interest in trying to get Julio, but I don't know how that's going to go. But like I say, it's just crazy that both of them is going to. I mean, playing together tonight, and I noticed that because I just peeped it when I was driving down here. So normally you say that when you decode college is what far as see if the team can pick up the win against the coach, or how does it go?
So what did you just say?
No, I was trying to see how do you do the decode far as when you're doing college football.
Oh, for college football, well, I always look at the league in total. So like let's just say the games fell on the 19th. 19's the 8th prime. So would I be going through the games? I'd be looking for everybody who can pick up the 8s, the head-to-head between these teams, 8th win in their building, okay. Coach picking up, a win like that, win number for the season. Because usually college, because there's so many games, like if it falls on a date that has a prime number, you'll just see that same number line up in so many games, and that's what I did, for all of college football, and you can do the same thing in college basketball. So that's always a really good way to do it, just to keep it simple. Again, like if you could, the majority of those 8s would come through on that 19-day basketball, football. If you just played that number, it would do well, and.
Was anything? It wasn't anything prime today, was it?
Today's the 29th, so 29 is the 10th prime.
Okay, all right.
The only 10 I saw in the football game was that if Matt Ryan lost, he'd get his 10th loss versus the Panthers.
Yeah. This is crazy. All right, I'm gonna take a look at the college games here to see if that 10 play any type of with the college games too.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. See you, man. You know what? I got to start looking at college football on Thursday nights. This is another mistake because a lot of times there is a parallel between the games. And just look at it. You got both Georgia teams playing. Georgia Southern, who are the Eagles. And then you got the Atlanta Falcons. And then you got the South Alabama Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers. And South Alabama equals 75 like Carolina Panthers is 75. And it is National Cat Day, and cats do eat birds. I always remember my aunt. She had a cat named Rascal, and man, he was the ultimate hunter. He brought like a bird to the doorstep every day. You know what? I'm going to look more at this South Alabama, Georgia Southern game real quick. I'm going to look at their head-to-head. What were they called again? Georgia Southern versus South Alabama. Georgia Southern college football head-to-head. All right, versus South Alabama. Ooh, they're 6-0 against them. Georgia Southern is 6-0 versus South Alabama. And is Falcons 70? Yeah, Falcons is 70. Okay, so Georgia Southern, let me keep this straight. Georgia Southern is the bird team. It'd be weird if the birds beat the cat teams on Cat Day. What would that be about? But if that Georgia Southern team won, they'd be 7-0 versus the Cat team. And if the Falcons beat the Panthers in the Thursday ritual, Falcons is 70. Huh. But yeah, also look up the coaches for these teams. And if they can pick up a record that corresponds with the opponent, that's usually a good sign too. All right. Okay. Georgia Southern College football coach Chad Lunsford. Hold on. Georgia Southern's at home, and they're the team that's won them all. They're 3-0 at home. They could become 4-0 at home, and Atlanta Falcons is 40. is interesting. Chad Lunsford. It's going to be his 38th game, and Falcons is 38. He's 22-15. We got 16 date numerology. The other South Alabama College football coach, Steve Campbell. Okay. He's 8-21. Isn't it interesting? Week 8, 21, the 8th Fibonacci number. This game starts just before the NFL game. It'll be about 50 minutes in. By checking out the score at the beginning of this game, it could be another clue before game time based on what's happening here. Because, again, what are the odds? And I have to do this on Thursday Night Football. I have to look at who's playing college. Because, again, we've talked about this for years, too, that oftentimes there's parallels between the college and NFL game on Thursday night. So I'll keep looking for that additional clue. If I see anything that's juicy, I will definitely post about it. But, yeah, let's leave it there for now. The notes are in the description. I'll continue to update these notes. You have a lot of the stuff for the other games this week also in these notes. But there's more I got to plug in here. And I will get that done by tomorrow's live stream. And then we'll talk more about the Sunday games. And if you want to play it safe, you can just chill tonight. See if we get a big clue that helps us out for the Sunday games. And again, when the riddles are iffy, I think it's always wise to wait. So see if they give us that narrative before game time. If so, then we'll have something to go off. All right, you guys. Let me check in with the chat real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah, again, the cat and bird thing on National Cat Day. It's true. It's right before Halloween. Black cats and Halloween. That's true. Halloween's Saturday, so right before the NFL games. All right, you guys, we'll leave it there. If you like the cat riddle, it's definitely something to think about. All right. Till next time.